Man, who cares, bro? I'm just gonna look at you.
This is my room's a mess. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Messy Room. It's me, Jason, my bro Vic.
You already know the wave.
Yo, we got a beautiful painting right here in the back. Shout out to Alyssa Beltran, bro. I know this shit just makes me happy looking at that shit.
I got a beautiful painting in the back. Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing guest for you. He's an inspiration to me. He's an amazing person, amazing dude. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you he's the founder of United Boundrys. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a beautiful brand that I support with everything I have. I love this brand so much. I love the message it conveys, and to have this man on, it's a true honor. You know, this man has a vision, and I see it. I see the vision. I see the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he has a strong message trying to stop racism. This man, we were talking to him earlier, and it was just like we got a lot to talk about on this episode. I'm really excited to have him on, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited to introduce to you guys my guy, Damian Cruz.
Let's go.
What's going on, Damian, bro?
Thank you guys for definitely having me on the podcast. I was really looking forward to it. Thank you, Vic, for reaching out to me, just giving me that pleasure. Bro, I hope I'm ready to get started.
Vic's been telling me about you for a while, bro. He was like, yo, like, I don't even know, like last year, I think it was, that you were like, yo, this brand, bro, United Boundrys, bro. So, bro, this dude, I like the message that he has, bro. And I think Alexis too. Obviously, we're good friends with Alexis. He shouted you out too. I was like, all right. Well, I'm excited to meet you, bro. Excited to have you on the pod. I know. Based off of the message and the energy you were bringing earlier, bro, I'm excited, bro. It's gonna be a good conversation.
Oh man, bro, we've been trying to have you for weeks, bro, and it's just been honestly like we were finally here, bro. Like I'm just excited that we finally have you on. Like it's been like I've been like, yo, Damian, you can hop on this week. Oh wait, give me a it's been a lot of like planning, but we finally just planned for this first week of June, and we're finally here, bro. And
honestly, it couldn't be for more of a perfect time, bro. Like we've had this plan for like what, a month already. Basically, right? we scheduled this for a while already, and it's just like last week what happened and everything that's been going on. It's just been crazy, bro. Yo, I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know where this conversation is gonna travel, but it's gonna be an amazing one.
All right.
So Damian, bro, I have a question, bro. The question that everyone wants to know, bro. Why did you start the brand, bro? What does the brand represent to you, bro?
Well, yeah, man. Well, thank you for that question. You know, I want to keep it simple, straight and simple. So, United Boundrys, right? Uniting boundaries, right? We have these boundaries, these fake boundaries we put up against each other, whether it's like separating each other by state or by country, acting like we're different, right? I want to unite those boundaries, remove them, you know, because at the end of the day, there's only one race, and that's the human race. And I want to express that like so heavily, and I really just don't like the idea of just racism in general. Like it doesn't make sense. I don't know where it stemmed from, and it needs to end. That's simple as that.
I mean, I guess you like try to go back and try to understand the people that bring that there. Like, I don't know that, bro. But honestly, that's a beautiful message because, like, for me personally, I don't know. In our first season, I talked a lot about how I hate putting yourself in a box. Like literally, when you put yourself in a box, like, yo, I'm Hispanic. You're part of this like, I eat tortillas, bro. Obviously, there's the stereotypes. Like just that name, Hispanic, comes with already a stereotype. So, like, uniting the boundaries, getting rid of all that. We're just people, bro. We're human beings. I literally said that to my mom yesterday. I swear to God, bro. Yo, I swear to God. I literally said that to my mom. It's a beautiful message, bro.
It's definitely, bro. Definitely beautiful. Like, so Omi put me onto your brand, bro. Like, and I was like, I seen the video that you posted with Omi, right? Where like it was like he's talking about being a barber, yeah, and how it's art for him. And I was like, wow, this is like, I know he's my friend, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. But I was like, it's a beautiful message, bro, because like you're like literally, it's like what we talk about all the time. Like we talk about like going through the universe. It's like our big thing. We want to go through the universe, and we want people we want like, I always say perfect. Jason doesn't like the word perfect, but I just think
this is
like,
never gonna be perfect. Yo,
yeah.
That's I don't know, but for me, I think, oh my God, bro, there's literally 100 things on my mind right now. So for me, all right. So if we're gonna, I think we should just dive straight into it. So for me, I think so. The message, uniting the boundaries, right? We're trying to get rid of the boundaries between people and unite and love each other as one another. So I was thinking about this because this week, obviously, what's been going on with what happened in Minnesota with George Floyd, tragic incident, bro. Obviously, And all the protests, it was beautiful to see that so many people came, all 50 states, literally all 50 states decided to come out and fight and try to get this movement going. And obviously now the cop that actually committed the murder is now he's locked
And
up.
the bystander cops are in jail too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
like you could actually see the change that the protest brought, like active right there, bro. So for me, my question is, I guess is an open question to everybody. Like, what kind of things do we need to do to unite these boundaries, bro? Like, what do we have to do to get there?
Yeah, I could definitely answer that question. So like if like you're on the topic of Alexis, right, Omi, talking about the barbership situation, right? One of the reasons why I wanted him to express that is because not all barbers are Hispanic. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you got white barbers, you got black barbers, and you just like sometimes I feel like one of the big disconnects between people is when you be like, well, what do you and me have in common? You know what I'm saying? So if it's like small things like, okay, well, I cut hair. It's like, oh shoot, I'm Italian and I cut hair too. How do you cut hair? You know what I'm saying? Like some people, I mean, I've seen some crazy things where people set people's hair on fire and start combing it.
There's
Yeah.
crazy styles of cutting hair, bro.
Exactly. But it's like, yo, what if you just step out and just be like, oh shoot, let me try this out. Let me see if like it actually works for my style of like cutting hair. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just one example. Like being like, okay, well, I'm a barber, a Hispanic barber, I'm a white barber. Well, let's communicate, let's connect on that aspect. Well, I play soccer. I'm a Dominican who plays soccer. Doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? It's not common at all.
Literally. Yeah, you should be playing baseball. That's what somebody would say, bro.
Exactly my point. So like the first expectation is, oh, you're Dominican? Here comes a stereotype. Oh, you play baseball. It's like not really. I really don't. I like playing basketball and I like playing soccer. And then the first instinct is like, this guy is weird. And it's like, why is that weird? Like now we can connect on this level because probably you play soccer. You play basketball.
You can
like,
it's like, yo, it's like, I'm telling you, it's like a box, and the box comes with like subcategories in it. So like you're Dominican, people are gonna think, all right, plátanos, they're gonna be playing baseball, bro, and you're gonna always walk around with a Dominican flag. Like that's the like the three
hookah,
things that come off the top. Hookah, like I'm saying.
Drinking.
Obviously, yo, and it's crazy, like I could list them and we're all nodding our heads like, yeah, you're right. Like you're right.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I know. So like just to add it, like I don't smoke and I don't drink, right? Very awkward. Like when you hear Dominican who like doesn't drink and doesn't smoke, it's like, you Dominican? You sure? You sure?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like why does it matter? You know what I'm saying? And it's like at the end of the day, like that's just something you like to do. I don't mind that you do it. We can still click. Like it's not a big deal, you know.
I feel
that's
that,
like
bro.
topics like that.
So then you think it's just like trying to get rid of the stereotypes and not categorize each other as something just because you're some way?
Yeah, like, and that's like one of the ways I thought would be cool to like sort of unite people was if you start trying to do something that's out of your comfort zone, right? Like let's say you don't know how to dance, right? And you're like, oh no, it's just not my thing. You know what I mean? Like, why don't you just go try it? Like go learn from somebody, from somebody who knows how to dance or is learning how to dance, and you get with it. You know what I'm saying? You want to learn a different language, learn Vietnamese, learn Chinese. There's so many different languages out there. Just from you trying to learn, you can speak with a whole brand new group of people, and then you have a way to connect with them. Because a lot of times I feel like the disconnect is when you don't have that like one thing that's like that brings you together. You know, it's always like, well, what am I going to talk about? Well, then like between guys, right? I think the most common thing is sports. No matter like what's your skin color, where you're from, it's like, oh, LeBron James suck, or LeBron James is cool, or Kobe's the GOAT, or
Kobe is the GOAT. Kobe is the GOAT.
All right, but I'm saying is like the cool thing is that then you have a discussion because like let's just say I disagree with you. I'm like nah. I think LeBron James the GOAT. You know, now we got a full-blown conversation. We can like just talk about sports for days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now me and you could just talk about sports anytime. Screw
Definitely.
where we're from. Screw where we're from. Like it don't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter where I'm from. At this moment, it's just that we're talking about a sport and we can connect. Simple as that.
Well, hit me with what you're saying is like the like uniting the boundaries, right? And in terms of like, it doesn't matter where you're from, bro. It's one race, the human race. And that really hit me. That like resonated with me because I feel that, bro. Like, cause like when I look at Jason, when I look at you, when I look at, I don't know, someone else, right? I don't think of like, that's not my first like go-to. I'm not thinking like what country he's from or he's probably from here. I'm just like, I just see another human, you know? And I find it like, so like I've been watching the news, right? And a lot of people on like social media and things like that have been saying like, oh, how can you like not see the pain and, you know, that people are going through, you know, and like, I don't understand how doesn't that resonate with you? Like, how can't you understand that, and literally, like, where's the empathy for another human, you know? Like, I'm gonna talk about George Floyd, right? So when I watched that video, I fucking cried, bro. I legit cried. And like, Jason wanted me to do a video, like, he was like, yo, we can't be silent for this. We have to, like, talk about this and express ourselves. And I couldn't even like process what the hell was going through my head, because I was angry, I was frustrated, and I was scared at the fact that, like, I don't know why, why the fuck is this shit feel normal? You know what I mean? Like, time and time again, you hear stories and stories and stories of a black woman, a black man dying, a minority passing away because of, you know, their essentially what they look like, bro. You know, and that like, I'm just like, what the, like, how don't you not know? How don't you have empathy for someone? Like, you literally, like, you have your knee on that man's neck, right? And he's begging for his life. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Moments before he passes away, he's asking for his mom. He's begging for his mom, and his mom is dead. Where's the empathy for that human being? Like, I don't understand. Like, that's me. Like, I can't understand what the hell is going through someone's head, you know? And I'm someone that, like, tries to put myself in someone else's shoes, and I can't put myself in those shoes because I don't get it, bro. Like, what is it? You know what I mean?
Let me add to that. So, like, so here's a little psychology coming in here now.
Yeah.
So
Hey.
there's this topic in psychology between nurture versus nature. I don't know if you guys ever heard about this.
Yeah.
For nurture,
I learned this in biology though.
oh yeah. So nurture has a lot to do with saying that, like, the way you are is because of how you were raised, your environment, and all, like, pretty much you're the outcome of, like, where you are and, like, your parents and everything. And then there's the nature side, which is pretty much like, it's just genetics. Like, your genetics are determining everything.
Like your instincts and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I was gonna add, so, like, me thinking myself as that police officer, right? I think what it is nurture, right? And I think it's his parents have always taught him, like, yo, black people are strong, they're dangerous, they can act quick, they can do whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? And, like, when you're in those moments, like, you being taught that as a kid, it's everyday thing for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little weird comparison is like Hispanics are always eating rice, beans, chicken. If it ain't rice, beans, chicken, it ain't food. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's the same idea. It's like, oh, if black people are like this, it's always gonna be like this. Be careful. So in my belief, I could be wrong. It's my opinion. I'm like admitting it's my opinion. I feel like he is essentially like, in his mindset, he's like, yo, I gotta be aggressive because this man can overpower me because he's black. He's stronger than me. He gonna throw me on the floor and kill me. I gotta go myself in defense mode. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I feel like because he has that in his mind, he's putting more pressure than he usually does. He's putting more strength into his neck than he should have been. You know, and in his mind, he's like, nah, he's probably playing games. These dudes are strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, this could be like one of the reasons, in my opinion. Do I think it's right? No, I don't think it was right at all. I don't think that's how you're supposed to act. See, that's why I'm saying with the stereotypes. He stereotyped him in that moment, and because of that moment, he put extra strength. He was extra aggressive, and that led to this fatality that just wasn't what it should have been.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
like what scares me, like, other than like the lack of empathy for another human, bro. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like another fucking human being. Like, what scares me, like, I don't want to say more because everything fucking scares me about that video. But, like, bro, you're wearing the badge, right? And when I think of police officer, I don't necessarily think of a bad person, right? I think of a person that's supposed to protect you, right? I know many police officers that are great people, you know? But, like, for me, when you wear that badge, right? Your duty is to protect people, not just one race. People in general, you know, everybody equally, you know? Like, what, oh, sorry, I saw something, but, like, you know, and I just, like, and to see the mistreatment and the police brutality just just makes me feel some type of way. And like I understand that like there's good in people, and I understand that like, you know, there's a lot of, let me collect my thoughts because my mind is just racing. Okay. I understand that like there's like a point where like, oh, like that's how he was raised, you know, like similar to what you're saying, like that could be built in him. But like, dude, you're murdering someone else. It's not even about race at that point. You're legit like nonchalantly are killing another soul, bro.
Well, you got to look at it. All right. To play the other side, right? You got to look at it as you don't know what he was thinking in that moment. He could have just been thinking, yo, I'm like he said, yo, this is a strong guy. I had to hold him down in a weak point. Obviously, everybody knows the neck is a weak point. He could just be trying to hold him down right there. But obviously, if he's thinking he's murdering him, maybe he has a conscience. And if not, then obviously that's even worse. But so what I do think is important is exactly what you were saying, is the nature versus nurture thing. Everybody wants like, not, I don't know what I don't even, bro, I'm telling you. So hold up. So obviously racism isn't something you're born with. Like it's not in the nature part of nothing, bro. You're not gonna like, everybody's seen that video of the little kids, the little white kid and the little black kid that they run towards each other.
They run towards each other.
It's a beautiful video because it shows, and it just emulates the message, bro, that yo, you're not born racist. You're not gonna look at another person and be like, yo, this person is I hate this person automatically. What does happen, obviously, you might look at them a little different. Like if we're talking like maybe what mindset happens, they look at them a little different, and then they start building the stereotypes. Okay, I can categorize myself as something else from that person. So I think perfect right there is another one, United Boundaries. You got to teach that instead of getting nurtured to be racist, the person that's going to be like, yo, this person's going to be different from you and they're going to be this way. You got to teach them. Somehow we got to get to the people that are growing up racist in these racist communities. We got to put somebody there that's going to be there and say, yo, this is just another human being. This is a person that is just like you, has thoughts, breathes, has blood running through their veins, and they're not thinking nothing other than just trying to live their life just like you are. So why are you going to look at them another way? But so how do you even do that? That's just like the next step is like, all right, now you know what you have to do. How do you get there?
I mean, if I can answer that question, I mean, I always say that education is the answer. That's what I always say. But like something that comes up to mind is like those kids, right, that have racist parents still have to go home and listen to this stuff, right? So how do you can't bring a teacher home, even though the teacher's doing as much as they can, you know? And a lot of kids emulate their parents, you know? They try to be like their parents, or subconsciously they act like their parents. So like my immediate like go-to is education, but I think it requires more of that. I think it requires like education for the ignorant, and you know what I'm saying? Like just all over, like I feel like media has to change. I feel like the perception of like how like opinionated social media is kind of needs to change. Like I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of like everywhere. I don't know the right exact answer. I just know I want change, and I want it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for me, like to add on to that, for me, I think one of the biggest things, and this is like, I really don't know what else you could do, and it's definitely your parents. Like, I feel like if the parents aren't teaching their kids from the jump, just like play with them, it don't matter. Don't look at their skin. They playing with you, you play with them. Like you talk with them, you talk with them. If the parent is teaching them from a young age, like, no, don't get next to that boy, he's bad. Or don't next to that girl, is bad. You know, like if the parent continuously puts that in the kid's head, the kid starts growing up like, oh, I'm not supposed to be around them. I'm not supposed to be around them. And then once you get to like 15, 16, 17, that gets to a very tight point where it's just like, now it's like this break, like make it or break it right here. Like now 15, 16, they're going to be acting the way the parents taught them to be. And if it's racist essentially at the point and they continue going, once they get to like 18, 19, 20, I'm telling you, it's going to get to the phase of arrogance. They just think they're right. Like it's going to be really hard to change. And then you already know when you're 40 or something, you're kind of set in your ways. And it's really hard. I'm not saying it's impossible.
By the time you're 40, you're now teaching your kids to be the same way.
100%. And I think like that's what I'm saying. For me personally, we have to teach parents like, and you know, another way I think, and you know, this will take some time. Essentially, having like more colored people inside of like gentrified areas. Essentially, like making sure that the neighborhood is filled with all different sorts of people, Asian, Hispanic, you name it, everyone from all over the world.
yeah.
Because then when they go to the park, it's just whoever's there. You're not gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, we can't be here because there's not enough white people. They're gonna get used to, parents are gonna get used to the neighborhood park having so many different kids that it's just like a norm. It becomes like a new norm, you know. And like once we're able to do something like that, which I know is gonna take time. I know the system isn't like perfect right now, but like I do have faith that we can do simple things like teaching like young adults and like 40-year-olds to like not be racist so that their kids can like go out there and like talk with anyone, collab with anyone, and like pretty much grow. But I think it really starts with the parent. Like parent is huge key. I mean, like you guys here, like if your mom tells you to stay home because she's afraid of the coronavirus and she don't want you to go out, you guys like, you know, you're used to respecting your mom. So you'll be like, you know, I shouldn't go out because I don't want to get my mom sick. You know what I'm saying? Even if for you're like, bro, coronavirus ain't nothing. Like I ain't gonna get bothered. But because you've been respectful to your mom for so long, like you start like to like think, you know. And of course, you know, to add on to that, like I do know there's different situations, like people who don't have parents and like people who have single parents and everything. And yo, shout out to like all the single fathers and single mothers who raise like perfect kids and all that. Like I give you props. Shoot, I don't know how my parents be raising me sometimes. I mean, I'm not like a mess, but like I'm just saying things are expensive. So like I definitely like hustle for that. But for me, parents, that's definitely one big point. But you guys want to take it?
All right, so you were talking about getting kids to everybody to get in a place where everybody can live. So it wouldn't be gentrified areas. I feel it'd just be an area too. It would just be like a sick, because I feel like gentrified comes with it's a poor place that turns rich, right? Isn't that what gentrification is?
Yeah.
So I think what then comes is it has to be literally equal, where there's not going to be a place where you feel like, yo, I don't belong there because I don't have enough money. So then the problem there you go. There's your solution. If you want to get people like that into those areas, they have to have more money. Like we know people of our color, people that are not white, most likely there's a lot of people that, and we're on the bottom, bro. Literally, like the top 1% is like mostly white people. Everything, like the middle class, the high, everybody in the suburbs is white. Like those are the people with money, and we're here and we don't have that benefit to be able to live in those areas. Because I mean even now it's like it's tough because it was wishy-washy too. Now our areas are getting more expensive and it's going to be cheaper to be in the suburbs, but then what happens is the richer people come to this area, which are the people with already money, which is our white people. So then it goes back to generational growth as kids. So then the problem to getting to equality is then getting everybody economically up.
But
I'm just thinking
you
out
know,
loud.
communities, man. Shout out to Omi for saying that. But definitely your community is one big step to it. Like I feel like we often get lost in like this day-to-day life where we're like, man, we just go to work, go to sleep, we eat, whatever, and like we get up on our day. Until we learn that we are like really important to the system and like together we can grow and we can prosper just like many other people. And I like, you know, like I feel like it's like really instilling that in people to really understand that like you're human, you're able to do these things, but it takes more than one, you know. And like that's why I like, for me, yo, honestly, it touched me a lot to see like these protests and like people from all over the world and like just working as one, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, yo, this is what we need to do on the regular, not just for Black Lives Matter, like even though like the topic is super important, but I'm like, yo, this should be an everyday thing. This shouldn't be like, oh, well, since Black Lives Matters is a problem now, well, let's get together and then we'll just go back to hating each other. Like, no, like we got to really stick on this. You see how we're working together, white people, Hispanic people, Black people, Asian, everyone. There's so many people, like people from like different countries from Africa, Nigerians, all working together, like to pretty much spread this message that Black Lives Matter. It's like, it's really beautiful, man. And it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And like the more that we understand that we need to work as one, it's gonna be hard until we understand that. Like, look at the impact we're doing now. Violence, we'll talk about that. Like, I don't know. I'm a little like
I'm on the fence.
I'm on the fence too. Like, I'll go into that. We'll talk about that like after.
So like just to like talk about the protests, like So I've never been. So I've been in like like the Red Sox when they won. Like a whole bunch of people were on the streets, and it was like a different vibe. But like the vibe I got being at the pro. So I went Sunday and I went Tuesday, and it was like it was empowering to me. I felt like everyone there had a voice, and everyone there was there for the right reasons. I felt like I felt empowered. I felt the pain in the air. I felt, there was a point where a lady was praying. She was praying on the floor, and like I just couldn't stop like staring at her. And I was like, wow, this is serious. This is like legit, and it like I felt like I was there for like a right reason, and it just like I was with my boy Jason, and we were marching, we were screaming at the top of our lungs, and it was like because like we felt it, you feel it in the air, like you want this change because so much wrongdoing has been done, and I think like empathy was in the air, and I just like it's something that I'll never forget, like that feeling, and it's something that I'll never. Like it was just amazing,
I'll say, yo, that the protest was really cool because you saw so many different people. Like I actually saw a lot of variety there. There was just so many people different, just walking all together, trying to get the same message across. So getting back to your point of getting it past that is then, yeah, you're right, bro. Like, yo, not just Black Lives Matter. Like now we see the change. Obviously, we got one change done. We got them to now charge this man for murder and get the other 3 cops arrested. So now we see how powerful our voices are when we come together, right? So now what do we want next? Like we're seeing that we're the people. We decide what happens in this country. Like it's not just like we had an episode where we talked about politics, right? Same thing with politics. Now you know that you can go, if we come together and truly try to decide, come in unison, yo, this is what we want for as a community for us. Let's come together and try to actively make this change, then we could do it. So then one thing I did say was, I think it was what really made me mad about the protest is you saw so many fucking cops, bro. So many fucking cops. There was literally like groups of 10 of them every 10 feet, bro. Like I was just
military dude,
military dudes with like trucks, and I was like, bro, my tax dollars.
Snipers on buildings,
bro. Literally people on top
real?
of buildings. Yeah, like
not even joking,
bro. I was like, yo, my tax dollars are paying these dudes to be out here, and they're only out here because George Floyd got murdered, bro. Breonna Taylor got murdered, bro. We're out here because of that, and we're protesting because of that. So then they're out here trying to not let us loot or whatever, and they're getting paid my money, extra money. I was like, bro, I was telling the cops, I was like, bro, I hope you guys realize that you're getting this money because a Black man died. Donate that shit, bro. That's not your fucking money. That's our money. That should go right back into the system, bro, because that's not, you don't deserve that money. You're getting that money because one of your brothers in arms murdered somebody, bro. Like, fuck. Why the fuck are there so many fucking cops? That's literally what I kept thinking in my fucking head, bro. Oh my God.
So what I'll say about that was a proud moment for me as like I consider Jason like a brother to me, right? And just to see this man stand tall, having the Black power fist up and just face to face with the police, every cop, he was saying the same thing, the same message. And I thought it was just truly empowering because it's true. You know what I mean? Like literally it's true that like George Floyd died and these dudes are getting paid OT, and there's a whole bunch of them. Bro.
There was like, bro, I want to see how many cops did we see? We saw cops on bikes. We saw cops in like riot gear. We saw red cops just going out it regular. We saw the military dudes. We saw the dudes in the big ass trucks, bro. We saw the dudes on the top of the buildings. We saw the dudes
with the riot shields, bro.
Yeah, the dudes around the state house, bro. Like there was so many fucking cops, bro. Like
snipers too. I'm not even joking. There's people on top of buildings with guns, bro.
Like dog, the citizens, we're trying to like use our First Amendment, and you're trying to scare us so that we don't do something stupid. Like, yo, why do we even have to get to that fucking point, bro?
I definitely felt that. It was definitely intimidation. Like there was a point where the cops were like bike riding behind us, Jay, and they split us. So like we had a buddy system.
So I think it was a tactic of theirs. It's like a military tactic or something. Split them up so that they can't be in a big group, so we can handle them in small groups.
So like we did like a buddy system. There were 6 of us, and so like my buddy was Jason, right? And I was like trying to stay as close to him as possible, especially around so many people, and like the tension was super high, right? I was like, there was a point where the police legit were bike riding, and they went right between me and Jason.
I got surrounded by like 6 cops on bikes, bro. I was like, yo, I'm done. Nobody could see me. It was just like highlighter colored cops and then me in the middle, bro. I was like, bro, what the hell? What are they trying to do here, bro? Then they were like, I was like, yo, I'm good there. And they just kept going, bro. That shit was.
I literally like, so like, one of the chants was like, hands up, don't shoot. Like I was putting my hands up, like, you know, in term, like for the message, but then I was literally at one point putting my hands up. So if anyone was around me, saw that I was not doing nothing, so there was no excuse that I bumped him, I looked at him some type of way, and he started fucking me up. You know what I'm saying? Because there was legit like probably like 8 cops just on the bikes just trying to pass us. And I was legit like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like this was like serious. Like, and like the city was just, it was.
But I mean, even when when they did that, you could feel the tension got high because people were like, "Yo, what the hell are these cops trying to do?" But then right then and there, everybody was like, "Yo, this is a peaceful protest, bro." They started chanting, "Bro, peaceful protest, bro. We're not trying to start shit, bro." Like obviously that on Sunday it did get kind of wild, bro. But I like what even happened to get it there, bro? Like, yo, it was just all the passion in the air too. Oh, bro.
Yeah, there was a lot. So what I'll say from where I was, how the violence started, it was everything was peaceful, everything was all right. We hopped the fence, you know, the Commons. We hopped the fence to be on that street where the State House is. I don't know what street that is. Beacon? I don't know. But we hop on that street, and then everyone's in the middle of the street, and we're chanting. We're chanting with so much passion, right? And then all of a sudden you hear the cop cars, woo, woo, right? And the cop cars came zooming through the middle of the street, and I looked back. I was with my boy Ant, right? And I looked back, and then I looked forward, and I lost Ant. And I went into a panic because the police just zoomed by. Everyone's chasing the police, you know. And I, at that moment, I thought no joke, I legit thought I lost a friend because it got so wild. You hear the water bottles being hit to the police car. You hear the police car window shattering, and you hear like the police officer on the whatever the microphone like talking. You hear it on the loudspeaker, and I legit like found myself scared. I thought I lost a brother. I literally, and I was running like, and I was like, yo, Anthony, like I probably looked like a crazy dude, like just running around screaming some dude's name. But I was truly scared. And that was and then after that point on Sunday, that's when everything went crazy. And like the first thing I was, so like where I was, some dude threw a brick, right? At Santander. He threw a brick, and I thought like, no, like I understand the pain and the passion and the frustration. I was like, but I was thinking that's not the way, you know? Like, and I understand like there's no right way to deal with oppression. Like I shouldn't be like telling someone how to deal with that. But for me, it felt like don't give them an excuse to kill you, man. You know, like don't give them an excuse to take your life. You know, because like I feel like every human life is important. You know, I feel like I don't know. I felt like if I like them getting frustrated because of, you know, the cop zooming through the street, things like that. I felt like it was like a tactic to be used to rile up the crowd, you know? And I just didn't want to see another reason why the peaceful protest that we were having, I didn't want it to be portrayed as something it wasn't, because it was peaceful up until that very point when the police came zooming through the street. That's legit from what I saw. That's legit what happened. You know, like, and yeah, that again, that's just the only thing that came to my head was I did not want there to be an excuse to kill a minority or to have the, you know, the news stations be like, oh, these youngsters in Boston went to Boston to dump the place, because that's not what we were there for. And I felt it in the air, and I could tell you that's true, bro. I mean that shit with everything. People that were there with passion, and it was just, I'm telling you, it's like a crazy aura that you felt in the air. Yeah,
Bro,
that's just my
I
thoughts
I
on
wanna
it.
I wanna ask a question, bro. So I was thinking about this because obviously when I saw that, I was like, yo, what is like we've seen through history how many occasions of police brutality there's been, like countless, right? So many people, you can name them all, right? And I
Yeah.
was like, bro, so like why is there no change for real? It's been so long. Why is there no change? Like what's been going on in that time that hasn't let the change happen?
That's what I was saying. Like, I feel like it's being ignored, bro.
I was just gonna pretty much add to that, like, and this is why I was gonna say I was on the fence with violence, right? Because you were just saying, this isn't the first time, right? This is we've had several protests. Black Lives Matter has been around for quite a while now, and clearly they're not listening. You know what I'm saying? And we've like, there's been so many protests. There's been all these things, like even people try to protest in their own way, like or it's not, the football player's name is not clicking right now, Kaepernick. Well, no,
Colin Kaepernick with the knee.
the knee, yeah, kneeling down to the national anthem, right? That was his way of protesting, because to him, the national anthem meant like slavery, like it has some slavery attached to it. So he didn't want to stand up to it because he felt wrong. But what happened to him? He got kicked out. He got fined. He got bashed.
Regardless of his purpose, like even bro, like yo, the anthem represents the United States, and us as and the government and like the people running the country are letting these situations happen where police are being too brutal with people and literally murdering them. And even if you don't murder them, some people don't deserve the abuse that they get. Like there's probably, like, we just know of so many cases, and there could be so many more. Like, or people
That haven't been caught on
that
camera.
just scraped out of with their life, and that's why they didn't get shouted out. So like if it's the government letting them, like it's the US letting it be, why not take a knee, bro? The country's letting this shit go by. Why should I respect the country in that way?
But it's been going on for so long that, like, I saw when, like, the news reporters came up to Kaepernick and they were asking him, like, why he took a knee in 2016, and the stuff he's saying legit resonates with the stuff that's happening now. He legit talks about, like, listen, like, the United States stands for freedom, equality, and I'm not seeing it. He's like, he says people of color are being brutally beat up by police, being killed by police. There's no equality there. A lot of the stuff he says is, and then when they what pissed me off about this, the whole thing with Colin Kaepernick is the NFL. Like, a lot of people were saying, like, oh, he's disrespectful, he's disrespecting the military. Not one moment when he explained himself why he took a knee did he speak about, oh, I'm against the military. They even asked him a question like, oh, like, a lot of people resonate the United States flag with the U.S. military. Like, what do you think of that? And he was like, yo, listen, I have family that's gone to the military. I respect people wholeheartedly, but it's I respect the military like to no end. But it's a thing where it's not right. And he thinks because he has this the platform, he should speak out because it's fucking wrong. And I agree with him 100%. And then for him to one, if we want to get into sports, I'm not going to say he's the best quarterback, but he's not the worst. And there was some bums fucking being a QB, bro. Like, in 2016, if I can remember correctly, Jay Cutler, bro, the Miami Dolphins needed a fucking quarterback and retired. Jay Cutler was retired. And they hired him over Colin Kaepernick. And it's because the NFL owners, the team owners, they didn't want that attention on them because he's standing for what's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, the message that he's saying, they know it's true, but they just don't want to see it.
That's why, like, I understand why you find, like, I understand both sides. I know why you find it wrong that he's taking a knee, and I understand why you find it right that he's taking a knee. You know what I mean? Like, the national anthem does represent America. We are, like, citizens of America, and, like, we're trying to make this a better place. You know what I'm saying? And, like, you can't be disrespectful to, like, the things that have been here, but at the same time, I feel like there are things that need to be fixed. And
yeah,
like Kaepernick, it's like probably a few people who knew that the national anthem had some slavery involved in it. You know what I mean? Like, that was during those times. Not everybody knew that. So when they seen him taking a knee, they just instantly assumed like he was just being like against the country. And like, no, like, he did his research. He noticed this. He didn't like it, and he wanted to protest because of what's been going on. And he got affected. You know what I'm saying? And like, this is not the only the only instance of it.
So I got a question for you, Damian.
Mhm.
So you have your brand and you have the message for the brand. So I like one thing I was thinking is like, so we're trying to think of ways to actually get this change done. So what do you think with your brand you're trying to do with the clothing and thing to try to get the message out?
So I'm trying to, so psychologically, right? I'm trying to make this symbol represent that unity. Like that's like my first step. My first step is I want everybody to understand, like everybody who wears this, you want us to get together. You want us to be one, right? Two is once like my like company gets better and I have good funding, I want to start supporting, like donating a lot to these like nonprofits that directly are trying like Black Lives Matter, of course, and other like pretty much community. Like I really want to help a lot around the community. Like essentially I want to donate to them these community, like these organizations that really want to do good, like help people who are like really in need, not just like people who claim to be in need. You know what I mean? Like like first step is I need to get everyone together. Like that's the hard part. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like show people like, yo, you do this, I do this. We have a similarity. You shouldn't see me different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to do simple ways of doing it. You know, one way is like I'm seeing like something in common. You know what
With
I'm
the
saying?
so you're trying to build. So actually, this is something I was thinking earlier. I think what you're trying to do is like share culture, right? You're having with your brand.
Yes.
Somebody sees that on your shirt. You're like, hey, yo. So you like that message too? You're like, yo, let's talk.
Exactly.
You're sharing some sort of culture. So
Yes.
what? Like one thing that I think about a lot too is I see like people defend their culture. Like say like in New York that they started saying dead ass first or something like that, right? They're like, yo, that's our thing. That's not, you guys can't say that because it's our thing. And I'm like, yo, like why not be able to share the culture? We're all human beings, bro. Like what isn't that what the point is, to be able to share culture? Like we created something else and we can share that.
Like so like just to bring it back to the protest, like something that just came to my mind was like there was a sign that said why don't you like black people the same way you like black culture? And that hit me. Like I was like, damn, that's crazy. Because like I don't know if you've seen that Ice-T interview like back in the 90s. And that interview, even the stuff he says resonates to today. But like he talks about how like his CD sales, a lot of the CD sales, like because of like the demographic and because of where like the black kid lives compared to like the white kid, or like the, you know, the minority compared to like where like the rich people live. He talks about like the most of the people that are buying his discs that are talk about like the Cop Killer song or whatever. He talks about he basically says that a lot of like it's white kids that are buying the CDs. It's white kids that are going to the concerts.
I think you're just adding to the point that like we like everything that black people do, but we don't want to like accept them. Essentially, like we take their dances. You got Afro beats. You already know like Joanna. You know everybody know that song when you hear it. But like you can't just accept black people. Like they created it, but you're over here like trying to take them out of the picture. Like it's just a song by itself. Like no, that's their roots. You know what I'm saying? Like don't just take one thing and then boom. But,
like you love the hip hop culture so much, but you're not willing to fight for the man that's behind the music. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. That's what I was trying to get at. Yeah, you're right.
Nah, and so I wanted to also talk about like another big issue that like I think also separates us even like as a black community is that there's so for me, right? Like I want to take a step back. Racism for me, I don't think is a word. I think racism is just like a professional way of saying colorism. You know what I'm saying? Because essentially race is divided by color. If you think about it, African American, black, right? You got Native American, you got like brown, little like in the middle. Asians are considered yellow. I don't know how accepted that color, but then there's white, right? Colorism, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you guys all, I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of the idea of light skins versus dark skin in the black community. So like one of like my biggest things was like, yo, you guys are already being oppressed, and then now you want to separate each other even more? Like, why are you saying like, oh, I can't mess with you, you're light skin, you're soft? It's like, bro, it's just a skin pigment, bro. And it happens even like I can admit it, like I know Dominicans, like the darker your skin, like they don't even want to associate with you. They're like, you're not Dominican, you probably Haitian or something. And then there's this whole like problem with the Haitian Dominicans, bro. It's so, for me, it's just so like ridiculous. Like it's like, yo, you are already oppressed. Stop making it worse. Work together, bro. It's a skin pigment. If you guys can teach within each other, that a skin pigment is just a skin pigment, then you can teach it to everybody. You can prove it. Like, yo, like it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter about your color. And I'm saying colorism because there's a lot of favorites on like lighter skinned women, lighter skinned men compared to the darker skinned men and the darker skinned women. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's really like, even like on a high scale, we see, you know, whites versus blacks, but even within like blacks and even like Asian and white culture, like they don't like the darker skinned Asians. They don't like the darker skinned white people. You know what I'm saying? Like too much color. Like, but nowadays, you know, there is like this whole idea of tanning, but that's like a different topic. But what I'm trying to say is like there's this favoritism towards the lighter your skin color, the better you are as a person. And then you can look back at like the most recent one is I can think about it is Sammy Sosa, right? Sammy Sosa,
Yeah.
I think, bleached his skin recently.
Yeah.
And like, bro, what? Like, why? Like, what's
Michael
the big
Jackson?
deal? Michael Jackson is the most famous one that I can think about. And what, like, you know, for me, like, I don't want to speak like I'm in their mind, but in my belief is they grew up in a time where, you know, light skin was better than dark skin, you know? So they were just trying to like do what they needed to do to like be up there. You know what I'm saying?
See, it's tough to give somebody like the like their motive for that, because like what if you could compare that to maybe somebody that turns trans. It's their decision. Like maybe they feel like they actually this person on the inside, so maybe that person thinks that they're white on the inside. I have no idea. That's what's tough about getting this.
But what Damian's saying, it's just the color, bro. Like
no, I understand that. I agree with the separating each other and then separating each other more is just stupid, bro, because you're just gonna make it. That's like a box and then a box inside the box and then a box. Like you're never gonna get out, yo. Like I think so. One thing that you were talking about is you were saying that you have to teach within each other, right? Like if you're a light-skinned black person, a dark-skinned black person, if they can understand that we're just pigment within each other and then teach it to somebody else, then you know we can get it rolling. Like why are we not teaching people that you gotta take a audit of yourself, be like, yo, what do I think about this for real? All right, so if I started thinking like, yo, what do I believe about a black person and a white person, and you start comparing like what are these people? They're just human beings. At the end, you're just gonna go and find out they're just human beings. So then it's just taking audit of yourself can help you right there to get that rolling.
But then what? When taking audit of yourself, if someone's ignorant, they don't know. Like if you're ignorant to a fault, like let's say like you're a white dude and you were born in a white community, and every day of your life, your dad, your mom told you that black people, minorities were the worst, bro, and you never want to associate yourself with them, right? So when you take a self audit of yourself, you're still gonna think these people are bad, and you're not gonna think there's anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been in your head your whole life. So like I understand the self-audit thing, like understanding like where your motives come from, and like understand like what you really like, well, understanding yourself to understand the world. But like it's still like a thing where it's like it depends.
Nah, you're right, because yourself turns into your community. Like your community is yourself.
What were you gonna say, Damian, bro?
I was gonna say on the topic of like teaching yourself, right? So this is like I think the most quick, easy example, right? At one point, we were all afraid of the dark, right? Why were we afraid of the dark, right?
I'm still scared of the dark, bro.
Yeah, Vic is still afraid of the dark.
So Vic, this could be like a perfect thing for you to do, you know, because like when I was younger, right, I used to watch too many scary movies. I don't know why, but that's a different talk. I used to watch The Grudge. I used to watch Saw. I used to watch everything gruesome. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It got to the point where like once I stepped in my bedroom, oh man, it was like a movie just started, and I'm like, oh, The Grudge is about to come out that closet. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, I wrapped myself up and I was sweating. My heartbeat was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just like I was low key about it. Like I low key almost felt like I was passing out. But it took me until one day for me to sit in that bed and just stay there in the dark and start questioning to myself. I was like, yo, honestly, why am I afraid of the dark? Like what is it that I'm scared of, right? I'm thinking movies, right? But I'm like, but are movies real? You know what I'm saying? Are movies real? Like, is something actually going to come out and attack me? You know what? Let me sit here and be prepared for that attack. Because if the more I keep prolonging it, the more I'm going to just keep being afraid of the dark for, like, absolutely no reason. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I'm talking more in the sense darkness, like, people seeing darkness as, like, where, like, creatures come out and, like attack you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying is, like, if you don't ever sit there and question why, or let's say why you're afraid of the dark, are you ever going to, like, learn anything? And like that's why
Bro,
Oh, yeah, sorry,
that's
go ahead.
beautiful, beautiful, bro. No, I literally say that all the time. It's just questioning yourself. Understand who you truly are. Question it. Be like, yo, all right, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like little tidbit, bro? Yo, this is gonna sound weird. All right,
Okay.
but this is like something that happened to me. It was like a 2-day thing. All right, so one day, like I was just walking and like random thoughts always coming to my head, and some dude passed by, and I was like, bro, that dude's attractive, and I was like, damn. And I was like, wait, am I gay? Like, am I gay?
Oh,
Do I
Okay,
am I
okay.
gay? Do I think this man's attractive? Like, yo. So then I was like, nah, bro, I'm not gay. And I was like afraid of the thought, like, bro, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. So I was like, and I was like, no, I just kept denying it. But and I was like, bro, okay, why do I keep denying it? Why? What? Like you said, why am I? What in that thought is am I so afraid of? Why am I afraid of thinking that thing? So I sat there and I was like, all right, what is a gay person actually wants, like, is attracted to men and want to have a relationship? Do you want to have a relationship with a man? And I was like, nah, what the hell? Bro, like, I don't take it past like, yo, you're my boy. We can connect on an intellectual level and that's it. Like that. And I was like, all right, so then I'm not gay, right? But and unless I question myself, if I kept denying that idea, like, no, I'm not gay, I would have just kept thinking I'm gay, bro, or like kept like denying it. But once you like question it, truly get deep down to the roots, then you can figure out what's your motivation for that thing.
That's exactly why I go back to like racism alone. Like, why do you hate black people? Like, compare it to your own friend. Let's say you have some friends that are black, right? If they're your friends and they're black and you're okay with them, why do you hate their race? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or one, if you don't have any black friends, question why you don't have any black friends. Don't be like, oh, nah, because actually no. Question why you don't have any black friends. I'm not saying that's gonna make you less racist. I'm just saying that, like, question, like, why don't you have them? Like, what about them makes you not want to converse with them? Like, what is it? Because at the end of the day, you'll start realizing that it doesn't make sense why you're racist or why you don't have those friends. You know, like one thing is, like, you know, if they're too distant from you and you can never connect with them, but that doesn't mean you have to hate them. That doesn't make any sense, you know. But if you sit there and you be like, all right, a black person, all right, well, he's a human just like me. He thinks just like me. He likes to go skiing. He likes to play ice hockey. I do. Or let's just say I like to go let's say I like to cook. I'm a chef. I like to cook some like mean different dishes, you know. I would like to learn from some black chef. You know, something like find that like that point
Connection.
that makes sense
the
to
connection.
you. Because everybody's different. Everybody's different. You know, like my way of fighting in the dark was my way. You know what I'm saying? But like I started questioning things like, yo, like I'm afraid because someone's gonna attack me. I'm gonna sit here, come attack me. Cause like otherwise, if it never happens, then like if it happens, then shoot, I'll be afraid of the dark. But if it doesn't happen, then what's there to be afraid of? You know
It's
what I'm
because
saying?
I believe in ghosts and shit, bro. So then I'd be like scared, bro.
Yeah, but that's a perfect thing. Like, all right, but why? Like, maybe something you can question is, well, why are you only afraid of the dark when it comes to ghosts? So why are you not afraid right now? You got the light on. Why aren't you afraid now when it comes to a ghost?
Because there's
ghosts.
light. I don't know.
Ghosts are afraid of light.
I know, right? But they're still there. It's just that you used to see him. In my opinion, I mean, I don't want to like speak.
No. You're good,
maybe my belief is that you've watched a lot of movies and the ghosts are always in the dark, and then you associate now the dark with the ghosts because it just makes sense to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that that's everybody who thinks the same, but like most, like me, for example, I was afraid of ghosts back there. Paranormal Activity, like I was like, oh, I'm about to get attacked right now. I'm screwed. You know?
Insidious, bro. Yo, I watched that with Jason in South Carolina. Oh my god, bro, I'm gonna shit myself, bro. I couldn't sleep, bro. We were sharing beds, and I was like, yo, Aunt, bro, yo, I'm shook, bro. Chill, bro. I was legit like about to hold him, bro. But yeah, anyway.
Well, yo, so right here's the thing I thought about when you were saying that story, Vic. You said, yo, I believe in ghosts. All right, so if you believe in them, a belief is something you hold true to yourself, right? You're like, yo, that's my, like, I think there's ghosts. You can change that belief. That's just something you hold true to yourself because you say so. So why don't you just be like, all right, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't know. For me, I always take audit. Like, I'm always thinking about what do I believe in all the time. Like, just thinking about why do I believe this thing? Why do I believe this thing? So then I think that it can go farther than just you. And it's just, why do I believe this thing? Why do I believe that a black person is less than me.
Why'd
Or
you
that
start this podcast?
Yeah, why? Like, just like understand
Same
like
idea.
motivations for everything, bro.
Nah, I mean, I don't know, bro. I can audit myself later about why I'm scared of the dark. But it's cause like, bro, I feel like in my life I've like felt or like I've like seen things, you know what I mean? Like for example, bro, I always say this joke to my mom, right? My mom, like side story. My mom always talks about like, so I never met my mom's dad. I never met my grandpa, right? My mom always talks about that he was like a real strict dude. He was really cool, but he was a real strict dude, right? And then one day, like I was joking around with my mom and I was like, oh, like, I was like, cause she was like, oh, like I was talking back to her and then I was joking, like, and then she was like, oh, if like your grandpa was here, you know, he would kick your ass, right? And then I was like, oh, like if he was here, he wouldn't do nothing. And then I felt a flick in my ear. Someone flicked my ear. And then I looked back and no one was there. And I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying, bro? So in my life, like that's like a dumb story, but like in my life, and plus my beliefs, like I believe this world's created in energies, right? And like, if like energies cannot be created nor destroyed, I feel like we are energies. So I feel like there's energies just flying all over the place. Like that was a human, you know, that was a person at one point. So I do believe in that. That's why I'm sometimes scared of the dark because I'd be like, oh shit, like there's just, you know, but like that's just my reasons. I don't know.
I think there's positive ghosts out there, man. I don't know. They're
So,
not there to hurt you. You sleep every night.
Yo, so you got a background in psychology, right?
Yeah.
So what like what in like psychology can you tell me about that, just like why you believe in stuff? I don't know. Like I don't know what kind of question I'm trying to ask, but like how do you create a belief in your mind? Like fit like in is that a topic in psychology?
I mean, you know, psychology, philosophy are very similar too in terms of just like the mentality of people. But now that you mentioned that, what is it? Like, rephrase the question. Maybe I can
All right,
like sort of.
So obviously, I think there's like brain pathways. Do you learn that in psychology, like how the brain
Neurons
pathways?
and
How neurons and everything fire. Then your neurons are then there's obviously like a storage part of your brain where you store that information, and I think based off of your memories, you then create a belief. Like I think somebody that might believe in God is gonna be like, yo, in my past somebody told me I should believe in God. And then I went here and I felt this certain type of energy, and now I believe in this thing because of that. Just like Vic said, yo, I don't believe in ghosts because I've never had any experience with a ghost, literally my whole life. But Vic says, yo, I got flicked in the back of the ear when nobody was there, and I think that's why there's a ghost. So now it's a memory associated with that belief. So like, oh, I don't know what I'm trying to ask, but like, is that like, how do you change that? How do you flip that over?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was trying to think, like, Jason, are you trying to ask like Damian, like, where does the like belief originate from? Like, where does that come from? How does that start up?
How do you change? Like, is there a way? Is there no way? Like, has nobody done a study of like how in psychology you can affect somebody's beliefs like efficiently? Because like I think a lot of what happens between people is that we think we're different from each other because that's the belief, right? So how do you in like real time with your brain, how do you change the brain so that you don't believe that anymore? I don't know.
Well, so one of the things you're probably touching on, like you were saying, is like neuron pathways. I don't want to sound like a super like psychology lesson, but essentially, like, I don't know if you know this, right? One of the easiest terms is like, if for some reason, let's say I'm a lefty, so if I lost my left arm, right? I'm so used to writing on my left that like my right, obviously I can't write on my right. Your brain, if you keep playing with your right hand to try to write and try to write and try to write, eventually, because your brain realizes that that's your motive, like you need to do it, your brain will teach this arm how to function the way your left arm used to do. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's with anything. Like if you lost both your legs, your body starts engraving in itself. Like, yo, you don't have legs now. You got to do everything with your arms. Like, how do I operate in a way that I can use my hands in the same sense I can use my legs, you know, and then like I can do things. So I think basing it off that, I think like what you were trying to say is like, sorry, we've been talking about ghosts for so long, so I'm just going to stay on that topic. But like essentially like in your mind, right, you already made a connection that, okay, like, yo, I was acting up to my mom the ghost attacks me because my mom, like I talk bad to my mom, right? Let's just say like that. Now in your mind, you have that pathway open. Like it is not going to stop until you decide to change that pathway to something else. You have to now associate that to something else. So essentially, like, let's just say like, maybe I shouldn't, like, look at this, instead of a ghost flicking me, well, my mom's going to hit me with a chancleta, right? So like, if you start changing it to like, a ghost is not going to hurt me, that chancleta is going to come out and I'm going to get hit by it. Now, all of a sudden, that chancleta has more value in your head than the ghost did now. Like this is the better way, right? So let's say next time you talk to your mom, like whatever, you say something like, oh, mom, I don't want to do nothing, I don't listen to you, whatever. She pulls out chancleta and hits you, right? Now in your head, you're like, oh, shoot, last time I did that, I got hit. Now in you see her, you're like, I don't want to say nothing crazy, because now in your mind, that's engraved. That's engraved in your mind. So now, the more you see your mom and like you see that chancleta on her foot, now you're like, yo, it's like a little classical condition. Now you're like, yo, let me not talk bad to my mom. And now the ghost idea is now gone because you're so focused on this idea of like your mom can hit you, it can literally hit you, versus like some ghosts that you don't see. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just one way like you can do it. And that's like with everything, you know, like you can apply that to everything because the brain's a muscle, man. You train it. The way the brain works is you have to give it importance to certain memories that you have. Like that's why like I don't know, if you go on top of a mountain and you see this nice view and you just feel at ease, now in your brain you're like, yo, if anytime I need to feel at ease, I need to go to that mountain. I need to go to that mountain.
For me, it's going in a car ride, bro, driving around.
Yeah. And you almost you're like, well, now when you're like a little lower down, your brain's gonna be like, yo,
automatic, Jason, get in the car.
Get in the car, bro. Let's go. We gotta go, take a ride. And that's just you in your head, you know. And the crazy thing is you go into like, I believe in autopilot, like in your head. Like you will literally, every time you get pissed, you're like, I'm out. I'm taking this drive, you know what I'm saying? And you'll never realize that it's a habit now because you've been so used to doing it that like doing something else would feel so awkward to you. Like let's just say like let's say your girlfriend now she starts giving you massages. Let's say you were never used to that for like when you're like not feeling good. Now like when your girl gives you a massage, you're like, it's kind of weird. Like I don't know how I feel about it. You know, like I want to go on that car ride because I'm used to going on that car ride when I'm used to like get like feeling better. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So there are different, like you'll notice these weird little things. Like some of them you're more acceptable to. Like you'll say if it was your girlfriend, you'd be like, oh, you know, I like my girl, so I'm gonna lay here, I'm gonna let her give me a massage and I'll feel good. Like something else could be like, I don't know, let's say you have to like you wanted to start working out and you never worked out before. And you're like, oh, I gotta start doing this workout. It's like when I'm pissed, I want to feel better. Like I have to work out. Nah, I don't want to do that. And then your brain is like, yo, I'm used to sitting down playing video games. Stick to that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like that. That's like that weird connection that happens with a lot of other things.
So I got a question. Like, can like some outside force like manipulate your brain at the moment? Like for example, like I don't know if this is true because this was in like the Mike Tyson documentary where they said like they hypnotized him and they were like, oh, you're an animal, you're a beast, you're a killer. So then when he went into the ring, he like tapped into that like mindset and then he was like the killer or whatever. But like I don't know if that's true, like because they alter his brain, you know what I'm saying, like you're saying, but I don't know if that's fucking true. Like is that true, bro?
Yo, so okay, so hypnotism, right, is a real thing. It is real. It is very real, but it only works if you allow it to work. That's where people don't understand.
You have to believe it.
Like no, it's not about believing it. It's that, well, like it's like you're believing it. But what I was trying to say is like you have to let the other person have control over you, kind of. Like you know how like every time you talk with someone, like I don't know if you guys ever had a therapist, but like first they'll sit you down, they'll talk to you, calm you down a little bit, have you talk a lot to them, and they start to like go like, yeah, I hear you, yep, I agree with you. Now you start building a connection, you think that they're safe, and then from there it's like they can start like making you sort of like put trigger words in your head. It's trippy. Like way hypnotism works is trippy, but it doesn't work if you're not focused on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So like if me and you, if we're talking right now and you guys aren't listening to me, like listening, like I'm not talking like you just hear words and like then you respond. Like if you're actually listening to me, like that's how hypnotism works. But if you're not listening to me in your head, you're like, yo, I want some like ice cream later, bro. Like this is like I'm feeling some ice cream later. It's hot, you know. I won't be able to hypnotize you because you're not focused. You have to give me your full attention, and that's what hypnotists like sort of want. And a lot of people like they tend to fall for it because a lot of times hypnotists come to you like, yo, I'm gonna help you quit smoking, and you're like, for real? Yo, I want this, you know, and like now you give them their full attention, and now they can do whatever they want because now you're really focused on what's going on. But it's trippy. It's trippy.
So I got a question about. So you were saying that a psychologist, when they sit you down, they just start asking you questions. They just let you talk, right? So what would a psychologist do if a person didn't want to talk?
That's why they have multiple sessions. Eventually, that you have to, because otherwise it doesn't work. Like if you don't talk to the point of you being there is because you want to
yourself.
Get help. You want to get help from somebody. So you're like essentially saying like, yo, this person who is in front of me is gonna make me feel better. So I need to tell him everything about myself so that he can find my problem and fix it. So that's why there's like a lot of sessions. Obviously, they know the first time, like there's that barrier of like, yo, who are you? Why should I trust you? Like, are you even gonna help me? And then like once they get through that, they try to make that happen as soon as possible so that they can get to the main point, which is like figuring out why you're here, what's your real problems, and then like continue going from there. You know what I'm saying? Like
the reason I asked that question is because like I feel so. I'm thinking like, yo, I'm still trying to apply this, like your psychology, like the basic terms, right? Like the main principles of what you're saying to this big problem of what we have is inequality. And it's because people believe that thing, right? So somebody's racist, they believe that thing. And you said that if you tell yourself something like the ghosting, you try to associate a different memory, a different time in your life with to change your belief. So then I was thinking, so then a person might want to go out and explore different cultures, like we were talking about earlier. Just like, all right, I know this is gonna help me understand the other side, the different people. So let me go out and do this thing. Let me go out and do this thing. Let me go out and do this thing. But then I was thinking, all right, so then, but why would somebody that doesn't give a fuck want to go out and do that shit? Well, then, how do you get them to open up? So then I'm like, all right, what if there's like, to help people understand why they believe a certain thing, you like force. No, I don't. Nothing will ever work if it's forced. But it would be like try to get people that believe these things to talk about it so that they can understand it in themselves. So, like for example, I think a platform like ours, right? We got a podcast. We might get somebody that believes that, like they're a racist person. They believe that a minority is less than them because of that. We get them here, right? We get them to talk, and they start talking about, oh, I hate these people because of this. And then we get them to open up until they get down to the deep road. This is the real reason. It's because my dad said this when I was 6 years old, and I saw him when there was a black man. I saw him do this, and my dad said he is because he's this way, and that's why I believe that. And when you get to that route, then somebody's gonna be like, wow, I'm only associating it with that one fucking memory, bro. Like it's just that one thing. And now that they understand that, they could be like, bro, all right, that one memory is controlling my whole belief in my life. Let me change that. So I'm like, yo, how do you get people to open up about this shit, bro? Because like now I'm like, all right, I see what our problem is. Now I see a possible solution is, or a possible reason that they believe this, a possible solution to that reason. But how do you get that solution to actually happen? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah. So I wanted to touch point on one thing you were bringing up, and it's a phenomenon in psychology that's called groupthink, and it's the idea that you never want to think different than most people do. Like if you're ever in a group of people and everyone is like, yo, Kool-Aid, great Kool-Aid is the best Kool-Aid there is, right? And then it's just like everyone, like let's say for you, really deep in you, you're like, yo, I love fruit punch though. Like fruit punch is the wave, you know, like I don't know, or the blue Kool-Aid is the wave, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
all of a sudden, like because there's so many people saying great, you just be like, yeah, great, grape is the best. It's weird. It's actually really weird. If you guys ever want to see a video, there's the video of this, like it wasn't really a prank, it was actually like a test that this one guy who wasn't in it. Like there was like a classroom full of people, like 10,
the dude that was
people.
sleeping and everybody started clapping.
No. Well, that's an example. That's actually an example. That wasn't the one I was talking about. Yeah, but that's an example. He just starts waking up and clapping because everybody else is clapping. That's exactly what groupthink is, though. But that's an exact reason. The one I'm talking about was actually like there was these people in a classroom, and the teacher held up a board and was like, 2 + 2 = what? And there's like four choices, right? One, obviously, 3 of them were wrong, and then 1 was right. And let's say that everybody was like, oh, it's A, 5, right? And then you're like, what the hell? It's 4. But everyone in class was saying, it's 5, it's 5, it's 5. Everybody was like, it's A, it's 5, it's 5, it's 5. The dude, the whole time is like, bro, I'm not crazy. It's 4, bro. 2 + 2 is 4. I'm not crazy. But, yo, because everybody was saying, yo, professor, it's A, it's A. The guy was like, yeah, it's A, it's A. And because he didn't want to think different than everyone else in the classroom. He didn't want to feel dumb. You know what I'm saying? Even though in that moment, if he would have said 4, he would have been correct. But because everyone else said 5, he was like,
yeah, it's 5.
I guess 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. And there was just like, they just kept going. The class, like, they kept pulling out different things. They were like, what's the name of this shape? And it was like triangle. Let's say it was a triangle. They were like, it's triangle, rectangle, whatever. And then, like, everybody kept picking the wrong answer. And the dude, every time, he started to conform more and more and more and more. And there was also, like, that was one video. There was also this other video that was like, I don't know if you guys ever seen a show called What If? But it was like, the idea is just like something weird happens in public and how would you react if it happened? And one of the funny things was everybody got on the elevator. And you know, when you get on the elevator, you focus, you face
You're
where
straight.
the buttons
You
are.
look straight for some reason.
Yeah, but where the buttons are, where you click, right? Click the buttons to go up.
Mhm.
Everyone who got on, they faced the opposite way on purpose.
Oh, shit.
Everyone faced the opposite way.
Shit.
Yo, everyone faced the opposite way, though. The one dude comes in, he's like, yo, he just conformed. He was like, he just faced the same way everyone else faced. So weird. The door opens behind them, but everybody was facing forward. I mean, facing the opposite way. Like, I don't know. Explain.
Yeah.
Like, the elevator was here. They were all facing that way. And then the one person who wasn't in on it, they were just like, they felt awkward, like, facing the other way. So they were like, okay. And they turned around and faced the other way. And, like, they talked to the person. They're like, yo, why did you turn around? Like, why? And she was like, well, it felt awkward because everybody else was doing it. And I didn't, like, want to be the oddball. But I just wanted to give you those examples because, honestly, that's, like, what happens nowadays. Like, I'm not saying, like, again, everybody has a special case. But let's just say there's a bunch of, like, there's a few groups of white people that are like, yo, like, I'm not racist, but like there's so many people around them that go like, oh, black people suck, blah, 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 blah. And then because they're like, that's what they're around. They're like, well, okay, then I guess I agree. I guess because they're my friends, like them, what I hold dear to me, I'm just going to follow what they do because that's just what I'm like around. And like, I don't want to be weird. I don't want to be the weird one out. And trust me, a lot of people don't like to be that weird one out. It's always like that. Like when you're that the awkward ball, you rather like just stick in with the group. I'm not saying everyone is like that, but a majority of people, like, they don't want to be that outsider.
I think I think there's such thing as both properties. I mean, these are I'm no psychologist or nothing. This is just like stuff I think about how my brain thinks all the time. And I'm like, I do think I see the group like the way groups of thing affect you to do the same thing. But I think there's an opposite property where somebody wants to be like purposely weirder than everybody else. They want to be like, yo, I see this group's doing that thing. You know what? I want to do the opposite. And that's why, like, I mean, that's kind of how change happens in the world anyway. It's like,
exactly.
it like one white person, Abraham Lincoln, example right there. He's like, yo, everybody has slaves, including he's probably his family in the past. I don't even know. But like, he's seen people all around him. Yo, somebody, everybody got slaves. Everybody got slaves. But you know what? I don't think slavery is a good thing. You know, I'm abolishing slavery. It took him to be like, yo, but then when somebody does that like, oh, I think slavery is bad, then you see all the real other people that were doing it too. Like, you know what? I thought the same thing the whole time, bro.
That's what I mean by groupthink. But that's exactly what I mean by groupthink, though. That everybody was just going with the crowd, even though they didn't agree with it. It's just that everybody had slave owners at the time. And let's say you didn't agree with the slave owner idea, but everybody was doing it. Let's just say your boys were like, yo, how many slaves you got? And I'm like, I got 5. I don't got any, bro. And he's like, yo, you got to get slaves. You know, like, it's like the same thing nowadays. Like, you got 2K? And I'm like, no, I don't got 2K. And they're like, yo, bro, come on. Everybody got 2K. You got to get 2K. And then you're like, then you end up buying it. You know what I'm saying? Like
For
just
no
because you don't want
reason,
to be
bro.
that. A lot
I
of
suck at
times,
2K, bro. I don't even get that shit.
But couldn't that be couldn't that be a bad thing? Like couldn't that be like for example, Black Lives Matter, like, and someone's just trying to follow the crowd, right? You know what I mean? Like they're just like, oh, you know what, everyone's doing it, but they don't truly believe in like
it
Black Lives
happens.
Matter. So like they're just following the trend. Like I don't know. I feel like that could be like a bad thing, you know?
It can. Trust me. It's probably is happening, and we don't see it. But of course, like as of right now, I think as much sport as we can get right now is great. And then like when obviously we get more like when we get more further into this, we start like really educating people. Like, and that's where like we hope that we can convince even those people who are still doubtful about how they feel, like to bring them on board too. Because at the end of the day, right now, all we can wish for is support. Because right now, that's like the thing we have the least, you know, like the more we can like get more people on board, more people on boards, more supporters, more people taking action, the more like we can get this message out there.
Where the fuck is our leader of the country, bro? He hasn't
That's a good
said a
question.
fucking word, bro.
Yo, what
Where
I
the
saw was
fuck
that
is
when
he?
he gave that like speech in the Rose Garden, that he was like, "Yo, if you're peacefully protesting, we respect you," right? And then while he was doing that, he wanted to take that walk to that church. I don't know if you saw that. He literally
Taking
went.
pictures with a Bible, bro. That's what he was doing, a
did it like
photo shoot.
he was
Heard he
doing
felt like a
like,
line of horsemen.
yo, he literally had cops move people out of the way so he could peacefully walk to over. They're like, bro, you're saying all this shit. Oh, it's okay to be a peaceful fucking protester, but then you're gonna do that? Like, bro, speak, like, keep consistent, bro. So then I'm thinking, like, yo, that dude got voted in by people in this fucking country, bro. So it's not like he's there by accident. He's there because millions and millions of people were like, yo, we want him there. We want him to be our president, bro. And I'm like, how? All right. So then, all right.
I think he opened up like the same way how like you were saying like, oh, I was thinking the same thing, but like I never wanted to say it. I think
Yeah.
like he opened up that gateway where like a lot of people were racist and like a lot of people thought like him, like build a wall, all that shit he was saying in 2016. And so like having like someone of his stature, like someone that was like going for presidency, saying the stuff that was in
Became
their
the
heads,
president. Became the
yeah,
president.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like because he was saying it, it gave people that had like the same ideology to be like, yeah, he's right. That guy's right. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like similar to like how it was bad. Like they were just like, because like at one point, like we couldn't even talk about like stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like news weren't talking about it. Like it was never like, it was always, you know, it was like whatever. And then I feel like he opened up like a door for like, and then like I feel like racism's never died down. It just like was
Bro,
hidden
honestly,
for a little bit.
like,
You know
if
what I
I- if
mean?
I'm
And
gonna
then
be
he opened it,
completely
and now
honest,
it's there.
if I'm going to be
Again.
completely honest, bro, I don't think racism will ever be gone. Because I was trying to think, like, I was like, all right, why do we need police? We need police because there are criminals out there that do bad things, and then you need a group of people that will be in charge of taking care of those people, right? So that they don't affect the public. So I'm like, all right. So then why don't we just like find a way to not have any more criminals? Because if you don't have criminals, you don't need police. If you don't have police, you don't have police brutality, right? So I was like, all right, if we don't want criminals, what is that gonna take? All right, we gotta teach people not to steal. We gotta teach people not to kill. We gotta teach people not to, do things that we believe are illegal, right? And I was like, all right. So if these people are doing these things, how can we convince them not to do them? We tell them they're bad. And I'm like, but wait, you can't get rid of that ever, because for an example, just one example. Say you love a girl, right? And you love her with all your heart. All of a sudden,
Okay.
and this is something normal. Love is a normal thing. Everybody, not everybody, but most people will fall in love one day in their life, right? And what also happens every day is a woman might fall out of love with a man, and that woman might, fall in love with another man on the side, bro, and be like, yo, you know what? This is actually the person that I love. That woman is going to leave the first man that was so in love with her and go with that other man. And this man right here is now going to have a passionate rage of, yo, this man stole my girl, somebody that I love with all of my heart. You know what? I'm going to go out there, I'm going to beat him up, or I'm going to murder him or something like that. And I'm like, yo, so that's like those emotions can never go away. Like, bro, I know for a fact I got love, and if something happened, like, like sometimes you don't know how deep your rage can go. And that the fact that rage can never be controlled, I was like, all right, we can never not have criminals, because that person will then become a criminal. If you can't have no criminals, you have to have police. So now I'm like, all right, where we live in a world, we have to have police, because we can't control our emotions.
I just wanted to like add to that. So like, and I know, I mean, like one of the biggest times you'll see racism come out is when someone experiences an inconvenience, right? Like you're driving in the street, somebody cuts you. You look at him, it's a black dude. You're like, fuck black people. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, what? This is what I want people to understand, right? It was that person, just that person that did that. It wasn't that whole person's race. So why are you seeing this one, let's say this one particular black dude, for instance, cuts you off in traffic, and now you're saying you hate the whole race? Like, what? Like, you have to understand, like, individual actions shouldn't sum up with a group of people are like. For me, that doesn't make any sense. Like, for me, it's like, it's your experience with like the certain people you've been with. Like, for example, you were giving the example of like your girl, like a girl, like if you lose your girlfriend to another guy, right? You're going to be mad at that guy. You're going to hate that guy. You're not going to hate like, oh, I hate tall dudes. All tall dudes suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, It was just that one dude that messed it up for you. Like, you should be mad at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people learn to stop generalizing a group of people to like all like have the same characteristics, that's when things will change. Like, I feel like we're too used to being like, bro, I was dating this Italian girl and she was crazy. Then I dated this other Italian girl. This was crazy. Yo, maybe it's your state. Maybe this is the girls in your state are all like that. I don't know.
Or your taste in women, bro.
Or your taste in women.
Then it's just that state. Then it's like, people in this state.
No. But maybe I should have said that better. But like I'm trying to say is like maybe it's just that the girls you're targeting,
it just happens to be like
it just happens to be that way. Because like, what if after, let's say, like 2 or 3 girls who are all Italian, you missed out on this 4th girl that was Italian and she's the perfect one you were looking for? Let's just say, just happened that this 4th girl was the perfect girl you were looking for and she was Italian. Now your mind was, oh, I already had 3 Italians. I don't want no more Italians. Like, they're all the same. Like, that's not true. They each have gone through different experiences, different different development, like growth development, but with their parents, how their parents raised them. They're all different. Even if they live in the same country, in the same state, they all live different. Like, it's not the same. Like, and I feel like when we learn to associate things with just that particular person, like the way I was like, even explaining this like to people, like when you first meet someone, I really feel like you should look at them like a blank slate, right? Blank slate is like, you see them, that's it. It's just a person. They'll define that slate for you. Yeah, don't generalize nothing, because the moment you do, you already starting so much like nonsense in your head that don't make sense, and then you start like pushing off a whole race. Like what I'm trying to say is like most people like would see, like, let's say a person in a hoodie, right? See a person in a hoodie, they got the hoodie over their head. Instantly, because of everything they've seen in movies, news, everything, blah blah blah, they'll see, oh, this dude in a hoodie probably is a bad person. But let's step back. Let's just say, like, let's look at this person in a blank slate. You don't know nothing. That person hasn't approached you. That person hasn't said anything to you. They're passing by. You're going by in your own way. And y'all don't even say nothing. Let that person be. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, right? Like, Jason, this is my first time meeting you, right?
Yeah.
You should have seen me, like, as a blank slate. You don't know anything that, like, about me, nothing, right? No. Don't make any assumptions. You know what I'm saying? You didn't make any assumptions. You let me write on that slate for you to let you know what I'm about. So, like, now you can be like, okay, well, Damian is like this to me because of how he's been talking to me. And if I disagree, like, let's say you say Damian is an asshole, right? You'd be like, all right, well, like, let's say next time I meet you in person, I'm even more kinder. Now you're like, whoa, wait, hold on. Like, maybe that was just him. Maybe that was just him in that moment. Like, let me really get to know Damian before I start making assumptions. And I feel like when you start doing that, it's not hard at all. Like, you'll start realizing, you're like, oh yeah, you got the name. Like, oh, Jason, you sound really cool. Thank you for like inviting me to the thing. Like, you're really cool. You ask really smart questions. I really like how you spoke with me. Like, I really think you're a kind dude. I don't know you too well, you know, but because of this one experience that me and you met, I think you're really cool. And if I saw you in person, I'll be like, oh shoot, Jason, what's up? It's Damian. I'm in person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't see you in a negative light. because this one little altercation that we had, I had a blank slate for you. It came out good. You wrote on that slate like, yo, I'm I'm here to talk. I want to answer questions. I want to be better. So for me now, I see you in a positive light. I don't see you like as a negative person whatsoever. So the more we do that, the more we train our brain to be like, all right, well, I met all these people and like, I know how this person is. I know how this person is. And like, oh yeah, they're fine. Yep. And like your blank slates, it won't affect you at all. Trust me. It also stops you from anxiety, all these different symptoms in your head from always assuming the worst every time you see somebody. And it will make you even a better person.
So actually, I got a question because personally, I got that. My brain, I feel like always wants to do something, like tell me that something bad is going on. Literally all the time. Like, it's like, yo, this is happening right now. You're fucking up. You're fucking up. Yo, you're fucking up. Is there an off switch, bro? Like, can I turn that shit off?
Goes back to the questioning, right? You got to question it within yourself. Why are you so nervous and thinking things are always bad going to happen? Like, why? And if you think that, how can you make yourself more comfortable in that environment so that you don't feel so scared all the time? Like, there's always something to it. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, every time, like one example for me is like when I go to a brand new state that I've never been to, the first thing for me is like, I'm scared. Like, I don't know anything about this place. If I make a left turn instead of a right turn, I'm lost. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, it's like just for me to be like, yo, Damian, you're lost. But remember, your phone is charged. You got a GPS. You can navigate yourself around. You can get yourself where you need to go. You'll be fine. Instead of me panicking, being like, nah, the GPS got me lost. It was the GPS told me to make a left. I know it did, you know? And you start like over exaggerating things when you shouldn't. Like, take it easy. Like, take it easy. Question what's going on. Take control of your environment. I think the more that you understand where your place and your ground and how to defend yourself, or even like just how to be there in the situation, like almost like, for example, you walk around Chelsea, right? When you first started, you probably were just like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? Now you're in Chelsea, you're like, corner store's right there. All right, guys, I'll be back. Yeah. Walk down the street, cross the street, whatever. Go into the store. You're like, yo, that's $250 right here, $250. That's the mentality. It took time. At first, you were scared because you were making a lot of the situation. But then finally, you grew older. You were like, man, I go to this corner store all the time. I know it's not a problem. Like this is my fam at this point. The corner store dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to say. You need to learn to get to that point with a lot of things in your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's not hard. Trust me. It takes time, but it definitely will make you better and make the world better. Trust me.
So that reminds me of like I'm a big fan of like quotes and like motivation. And there's like a story that Will Smith says that he says that like he says God places the greatest things on the other side of fear, right? And he talks about how like he was shitting his pants, bro, and he couldn't even because he had to be on a helicopter. He was gonna bungee jump, and he was scared. He never been more scared in his life. And then he said like to the point where he was like he couldn't even sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like he was giving all these ideas were coming to his head, like if the cord breaks, all this stuff. So then he said when when he was on the plane, he was like shitting himself. And then he says like they count 1, 2, 3. They tell you, oh, we're gonna count 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna jump at 3, and then they jump at 2 because a lot of people hold on. And then he says like when he jumped off the plane, and I think he was skydiving. When he jumped off the plane, he was skydiving. He says it was the most blissful moment of his life, and he was questioning himself like, why am I so fearful of this moment? Like I was so scared I couldn't even sleep the day before, but when I was floating in the air, it was so blissful, so beautiful, and you saw the terrain, and it was just amazing. So that's what that reminded me of.
But that's me too. So like one of the two biggest things that I want to do personally, I've told my girlfriend, I was like, if you want to come with me, you can come with me. If not, whatever. One of them is skydiving, but the other one that I think scares the heck out of me is Shark Tank. Like I want to get inside of a Shark Tank and like feed them boys around me. Like, and I know like me just thinking about this makes me sweat. Cause I'm like thinking about, oh my God, those things are like 15 times my size. And I'm like, yo, what if it sees me as food? What if it attacks the tank? What if the cage, what if it attacks the cage? And like, what if it makes it stink? But like, I feel like how would you ever improve and understand things better if you never go out there and just take that risk? Like I feel like when like for me, like right now, like the more I hold off on going cage diving, the more I know is gonna like linger. I'm like, nah, I can't touch that water. That shark is gonna kill me. Anything, there's so many different things in that water that's gonna kill me. And like it just keeps hurting me. Like I'm just like, yo, I feel like it's like a mental block. Like, I'm like, yo, it's something I want to do because I'm afraid of it, but I'm so afraid I don't want to do it. And it's just like, yo, like let me just do it, you know. And I was thinking, like, maybe start with skydiving. It's not so bad, you know. But then I was like, here goes anxiety, right? Well, what if the parachute don't work, right? now it's like, what if I don't land safely? What if the dude starts panicking and I wasn't expecting him to panic? You know what I'm saying? Like, things like that. And then I feel like you now stop yourself from exploring and push and becoming better and like really like learning about yourself as like a whole too.
So a question I have is like, so I'll say like, I don't fear like a lot of like physical things like Shark Tank diving. Like I'll just say like, I would want to learn how to swim first, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're like a human chicken nugget, bro.
What?
You're like a human chicken nugget. You're mad small, bro. That shark is gonna see you. You're gonna be like, yo, that's a 4 for 4 right there, yo.
I was like, wait. I was legit like, yo, I know he's saying a joke. I don't understand. All right, bro. All right. Anyway, no, but I was saying like, a lot of the things that I fear are in my head. So like, I always tell Jason this, like, I don't want to be the person to talk the most shit and then not do anything. You know what I mean? But like, so when I think of situations like that, like skydiving, I think like, oh, Matt, a whole bunch of people have done it. So like, it clearly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like for like, or the first time I took an airplane, right? Everyone was like, oh, you're not going to be able to sleep. It's going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be like surreal. Like, and I slept like a baby, bro, going to Las Vegas, bro, you know? So I'm always like, fuck. So I'm always like, what the hell am I scared of? Right. And then I tell myself like, oh, I'm scared of like swimming somewhere where there's no like a pool where I can hold on to. But then even then I'm like, man, if I learned how to swim, I wouldn't be scared of that. But so like a lot of the fears I have come from inside my head. So how do you change that? Like, how do you like not be scared?
You face them.
You face them.
That's how you do it, bro. There's no right? And I remember I had this conversation with you in the car when we were talking about making this podcast. I was like, bro, the worst enemy ever is your damn mind, bro. I'm telling you, nothing stops you more than your own mind from doing anything. Your mind will come up with all the excuses on the planet to not do anything. So if you have a fear, like it's just like going back to this Black Lives Matter movement, if you have a fear of being around black people, yo, go be around black people. Go like have a like conversation with them, go eat, like go learn about their culture, bro. And then you'll really your mind can clear so you can see what it's really like. You can make your decisions based off of that. Like I hope, you know, God forbid that like you like have a bad experience with them. But I'm saying it's like most likely I feel like you're gonna go and like talk with a group of people. Let's say you like it would be really nice. You go actually to mainland Africa, go to Nigeria, you know what I'm saying, Kenya, and like just go somewhere you haven't been and like really experience their culture and like see how they are as people. You know what I'm saying? And like you'll really get to like you'll fight that fear. It's facing that fear. Like as a kid, right? When you went down the slide for the first time, you were like, that slide looking kind of long. I might hit myself when I get to the bottom of it. But your mom was out here like, come on, mijo, come on, son, come here. Like, go, come down. And you were like, my mom's here. She's encouraging me. She got me. You know, I'm going to do it. You go and you slide. You're like, oh, shoot. Yo, that was a great experience. Let's go again. Yeah. And you just, now you're doing it like 30 million times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's always fear. It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy to just go out there and be like, yo, I'm going to face my fear. But, yo, the more you learn to, like, question yourself on why you're afraid of things, you can be such a better person. Like, it starts with you, man. It really does start with you. And I think the more you start to, like, really want to improve yourself, be better, understand things better, you'll go out there and you really try it out. Like, if you don't try it out, you're going to be stuck and you're going to stay with the same mentality. You're going to, like, just do the same thing you do every day and might result in racism for this sake of our conversation, which
because
is
I'm thinking you might just become ignorant, bro. You just don't
know.
Well,
would it be ignorance if you go out and like prove it? It's just like, bro, how do you truly? Because like, what if you do have a bad experience with somebody, right? Then you're not gonna want to try it again. But if you tried it again, then you would. So like, how do you get somebody to just keep going? Like, all right. Here's what I thought while you were talking, bro. Too. I was like, oh, were you want to say something first?
No.
All right, because I was going to change the subject. What I was thinking was, so I think what really needs to happen is that people need to learn a lot of stuff, bro. Like we were talking about education right at the start. So one thing is what I think once you understand the psychology behind why you act the way you act, I think you can then be freed from that, like those your brain telling you what to do. Because now I'm like, all right, so if I'm just being fearful, I just gotta do it, right? Because my brain's gonna do it automatically because my brain works like that. And I didn't know that because I didn't have no background in psychology, right? So I'm like, all right, now if I know that, I could tell my brain to be this way. Then I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of other shit you got to learn, but I think to grow the empathy is just trying to learn and develop stuff around what creates empathy is the mind and the feelings. So then you got to teach psychology and shit like that so that they can understand. People can understand how you believe in something and how you can change your beliefs. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And to add to that, one of the things to remember is every race, every color, there's a bad and a good side to it, man. It's not just black people, it's not just white people, it's not just Hispanic, it's not just this. Hispanic within the Hispanic race, there are people out there to do good and there are people out there to do bad. It's not about the colors pigmentation. So like what I'm trying to say is an example is if I'm a Hispanic and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go out there to Italy and I'm gonna go hang out with some Italians, right? And let's say my first experience is like these Italian people sucked. And I'm just like, yo, I can't be like, yo, wow, that one experience I had is like all Italians are bad. I'm coming back home where let's say my neighborhood is full of people who are just robbing houses and like things like that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just be like, oh, well, my people, I'm used to that, so that's fine. Like no, like there are bad people in like every single culture. You know what I'm saying? Like there are the bads and the goods. Like that's just how things are. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying like when you're like, oh, only black people do bad things. Like no, there are white people that do bad things too. There are Hispanic people that do bad things too. There's Asian, there's Africans, there's everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like the more we realize that we're all human and we all fit the spectrum of everything, things will get better. But the more that you keep going like, nah, well, I had experiences with this group of people, they all suck. What? Like, it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you can meet a bunch of Hispanics that suck, a bunch of white people that suck, a bunch of Asian people that suck. And then you got the Asians that are cool as hell. You got the white people that are cool as hell. You got the black people that are cool as hell. You'll realize that it's not really about skin. It's just about nurture. Like how people were raised and like what they were taught. And that's like a different battle. You know what I mean? Like, right, first battle is just to understand that we're the same. Don't matter where you're from, no matter your color. Once you understand that we're all the same and
we all bleed red,
same,
bro.
Yes, bro. We all bleed red at the end of the day. And like I forgot who said this. I don't know if it was Rick Ross, but he was saying like when the lights go off, we all the same color.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, it's true. It's real true. Like it doesn't matter, yo. Like that's what I like, and that's what I really want to express. That's the first battle I want to fight. Is I want to get that in people's head. Don't look at me. The first thing you do is you look at my skin, how I dress, and be like, oh, yeah, he's like this. Like, what? Well, like, that doesn't make any sense. There's, like, that doesn't mean who I am. Listen to what I have to say. Like, let's grow. Let's be better. Let's understand each other. Let's understand our problems. Because we all fight through the same things. My girlfriend, she's Vietnamese, right?
Okay.
Like, me and her, I thought, going in, because, there goes my little stereotype self, is I'm like, yo, I bet you I'm going to come here. Everyone's going to act completely different than me, right? No one's going to know English. Everyone's going to, like, be X, Y, Z. But then, like, I go there, and these people are, like, cool as hell. They all speak English. They all accept me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's just always this, like, fake image that you start putting on things. You know what I'm saying? And, like being around her family, like, it was really cool. And, like, I learned about their family and like their struggles and their things. And I'm like, yo, are you my twin? Like we're on the opposite side of the world. And like, we're literally dealing through the same exact thing. You're Viet, I'm Dominican, and we're going through the same exact thing. Like, how is that possible? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, that's just my example, like, let's say I was lucky that I met my girlfriend and we were going through the same thing, but I'm pretty sure that's common throughout many different like cultures and races. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
it's like I think it's just like a common human, like like what happens when you're a human being. Like like you're just gonna probably go through about the same things because our brains, we're all built the same way. Literally, we're all built not exactly the same way, but more or less, and that we're gonna
Same
end
thing.
up going through the same shit.
Nah, I was just gonna say like we should stop like assuming so much, and we should just start trying to learn as much as we can about the other person or the other group or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was gonna say, just to out answer what you were saying, because I feel like even like I don't want to say like now because I tried not to, but I feel like even like sometimes you be like you're on the train or something and you start thinking and you're looking around and you just start assuming shit like for no reason, bro. You don't even know people, like you just start making up stories, bro, in your head. And I feel like you should just like if you really want to know something about someone, just go ask them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, like we wanted you here, right? We wanted to know why you started the brand. Like, I could advocate for you as much as I want, say, oh, this is why he made the brand, this is why he made the decisions he made, but like you're the only one that knows why you made the decisions you made. I feel like that's a lot what like media does, you know what I mean? Like a lot of what Twitter does is like they there's something on, but then there's an opinion behind it. You know what I'm saying? It's very like opinionated, and like
That's why I think it's terrible. Real quick, that's why I think it's terrible to get news from social media, because it always comes with an opinion. All right, keep
Bias.
going.
oh, so like it's just like a lot of like news stations will like assume things. You know what I mean? Like watching. All right, so ESPN News, right? Watching the Michael Jordan documentary, right? They were like, oh, like Michael Jordan's an asshole. He's a dickhead, like because of like the shit that they were portraying. But you don't know Michael Jordan person. Just know him off that documentary. You know what I'm saying? So you're not asking Michael Jordan, and you're not getting to know that. Similar to like what you were saying, Damian, how it's like, like the more like you were configuring shit in your head, right, about like your girlfriend's family, but then when you found out they were mad cool, bro, right? What if Michael Jordan was just that what if he was just portrayed that way on the documentary, bro? You know what I mean? He was portrayed to be an asshole, and then forever you're gonna think he's an asshole. But if you actually like talk to Michael Jordan, he's actually a cool dude. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think another example of what shit that comes with an opinion is fucking. So I like started trying to watch the news, like, because I didn't want anything biased to come at me. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna get my news from social media anymore. I downloaded CNN, right? It was the only one. I was like, all right, I'm gonna look at CNN. But literally, bro, CNN comes with opinions too. And I'm like, all right, so Fox and Friends comes with the opinion, yo, Trump is good. And then CNN comes with the opinion, Trump is bad. And I'm like, bro, how are we ever gonna get good information that I can trust if everything comes with in the fucking opinion, bro? Like, tell me the truth and then let me make my own opinion, bro. Like, fuck. Oh my God, there's just so many issues that need to be fixed, bro.
It's what Denzel Washington said, bro. If you watch the news, then you're misinformed. If you don't watch the news, you're uninformed. So like you don't win, bro. It's like a toss up. Like which one do you like? Pick your poison, kind of thing. You know
Just
what I mean?
you gotta just go investigate yourself, bro. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big thing. What I was telling you, Jason. I was like, yo, we got to document this protest, because I don't want depiction of what's going on, of what I'm actually seeing and what I'm actually feeling. I don't want there to be a depiction that it was something else that it wasn't. You know what I mean? So I felt like not only did I feel like it was the right thing to do, because a man being killed in cold blood like that nonchalantly it's not a good thing, bro, right? Not only that I think it was the right thing to do it, not only am I passionate about Black Lives Matter, I also thought we needed to be there to document the truth. You know what I mean? Because I know that, whatever's going to sell is going to sell, bro. If you're seeing like casual calmness, bro, in the news, you're probably going to flip the channel. But if you're seeing looting and people shooting the cops, bro, you're going to be un metido, bro, like puro tanga, bro. You're going to want to, oh shit, like what was going on there? You know what I'm saying? It's the same way how like the police sirens come. You peek out the window, bro. You're peeking out and you're like, oh shit, what's going on across the street, bro? Because you're being nosy, bro. Because it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, oh shit. You assume like, oh, some bad shit's happening. Like I wanna see what is going on. But what if like, I don't know, the police was I'm making some stupid ass story. What if he just put the siren up just because he was say like letting
I got
his
an
mom
example
know he was
right here, bro. My cousin's or my godbrother, his birthday's coming up. So they had, and he's deployed in Afghanistan right now. So they had North Andover police come and like like so that they could say happy birthday to him. I'm like, bro, you might think, yo, what the hell? I heard sirens in North Andover, bro. I've never heard sirens here before. They're looking out the window, and it's just for that video, bro. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like a lot of like, I feel like, I don't know, like I was saying, I felt like it was just our obligation, especially as people that we always say, like, find yourselves. We want to go through the universe. We're doing this for the human race. Like, we want to have everyone's, like, I felt like it was necessary to say the truth because I feel like it's something that needs to be said, and it's something that needs to be said right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like depicting it as something it wasn't is just wrong, bro. That's what I think, bro.
And it's already getting, you know, that incorrect view already. Like with like the primary focus of most of the protests now is the looting and the fires and the violence, and like it almost like doesn't even like focus that much on just the protest itself. I was like focusing on what stores are getting broken into and this, and like no, like that's not the point of this, man. Focus on the protest because the protest is what.
As to why they're protesting.
This is what we want.
So what pissed me off was on Tuesday, right? Me and Jason were there. Jason's my witness. I'm Jason's witness, right? We were there, and it was peaceful. It was nothing but peace. We walked all the way to the State House, one on one knee, and we were chanting George Floyd. You know, we were chanting all these things. We were even chanting for the police to get on their knees. I don't know if they did. We kind of left. You know, it kind of like the protest died down, but it was nothing but peaceful. So then when I went on the news, like I went on like CNN or something, like I don't even know, like I just was like going like through it. A lot of the stuff that they were talking about was like, violence erupts in Brookline, this and that, or Brockton, something like that. And I was just like, but what was happening downtown was all peaceful. Like, where is that on the news, bro? Like, it was like no. I mean, I don't know.
They gotta sell. It's because, bro. If we're talking about another problem that I think is capitalism, then because they have to sell news, and what's gonna sell is chaos, bro. Chaos is always gonna sell, so they're not gonna. Peace at the State House. Everybody's
that's the beautiful thing about that. Peace is beautiful, bro.
Yeah, peace is beautiful, but it's not interesting. So chaos, you're like, yo, look at those fires, bro. God damn. So why are they're gonna be like, yo, I gotta make money. You know what? You see that big ass fire, bro? Yo, we're in front of this big ass fire while there's a bunch of people in front of the State House protesting peacefully, but that's not important. Look at this fire. Like, that's just how they're gonna be because it's capitalism, bro. God damn, bro. I got so many issues. We gotta change the world, bro. We gotta change the fucking world.
We gotta change it somehow, bro. We gotta change it with this podcast, bro. Just speaking the truth, bro. People like Damian that are bro, that truly are advocates for what's right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't disagreed with you once, Damian, bro. You know what I'm saying? I feel like,
and even if you disagree, like, it's not bad to disagree. You just gotta be able to understand that, yo, you're still a human being. I don't have to agree with you on 100% of the stuff, bro.
You said it, bro. That's one of my biggest things lately that I have not been understanding with people. It's like, if you don't agree on everything, then y'all can't be friends. Like, what? Bro, like, we are not, it's just impossible for us to agree on everything. It's literally impossible. Literally impossible. And the more,
because like I think if we're coming back to like the experiences in your life, bro, what's gonna make me think like you is if I went through your experiences, but I could never go through your experiences. I'm not the same color as you. I'm not the same height as you. I'm not the same eye color, hair color. I don't have the same parents. I don't live in the same city. I don't live in the same house. I'm not the same race. Like, there's so many differences. How could you believe the same shit?
Oh, what I was gonna say is like, if I had to agree with everything Jason had to say, bro. Oh man, like, you know how many times me and this dude disagree, bro? Like,
on a daily basis, bro.
On a daily basis, even for like simple shit, bro. Like, oh man, like, this dude just always wants to argue with me for no fucking reason.
It's not about arguing, bro. I pay attention to detail. And I go down to the details, bro. So if I disagree with the smallest detail, like bro, did we even post that shit today?
Nah.
But that's an example. We disagree. That's a small thing right there, like posting 2 instead of 1. You know what I mean? I was like that for me. I was like, bro, that's a big difference because, you know, you want to spread the message. I mean, it's because I look at data too, and the data says that if you don't post it together, if you don't post it separated, one is going to get viewed more than the other. So why not post it? You know, but me making decisions on data. That's why I disagree with you. But that's just the engineer in me too, bro. So like.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like if I had to agree with this dude all the time, I would never be friends with him, bro. Because I disagree with him all the time, and he's one of my brothers. Bro, you know what I mean?
Beauty is we're different. Yeah, the beauty is we're different, and I love that we're different because that helps me see. I see a different world through you because your world, it looks different to me. And same way with Damian or with the other person over here and another person over there. We're all different. We see the world's a little bit different. Why not go and be like, yo, wait, you see the world like that? Like, God damn, this is how I see it. Yo, let's compare and contrast and build a different world. And it's a world that's not just mine or just yours. It's ours. You know what I mean? Like, bro, collaboration brings more beauty, even more.
So a random question came to me, Damian, is like, have you always just been like this? Like where like this was always your ideals, or like what triggered you to like, you know, essentially like eventually create a brand? You know what I mean?
Like one thing that Vic would pointed out earlier was like, yo, you were saying I had to do this brand. It wasn't like I wanted to, I had to. Like why is it I had for you?
I mean, y'all going deep into like my heart here, but I mean, hey, so this is one of the things, like, I don't mind talking about this because, like, it's one of those things that you first have to, like, conform within yourself to be okay with speaking about in public. But, like, my situation was, like, I think I was way too young to be thinking like this, but I was about 11 years old, and, like, when I was like, I was in school a lot, you know what I'm saying, and I went through probably a typical experience a lot of people go through, you know. I was one of those kids that I was like, yo, I want to be friends with anybody. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to have friends, you know, we're just at school. Got to a point where the first instance was, like, I wasn't much of a, like, I didn't care too much about, like, what I wore because, like, it was to school, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just, like, I'm just going to school, doing some work, going home, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't no big deal to me. But then it got to a point where somebody was like, yo, but Damian, you don't got Nikes on. And I'm like, okay. You know, I was like, okay, what's the point? But then it got to a point where it was very serious. It was like, it wasn't a joke back then. It was like, yo, if you don't got Nikes, we can't fuck. And I was like, are you serious right now? Like, you're really, like, you're not messing with me because of the attire I had on. And the dudes were like, yeah. And I was like, nah, like, this is crazy. So then I started losing some friends. And I was like, whoa, they're not joking because they stopped talking with me. They stopped hanging out with me. And then it got to a point where they were like it got to the race aspect where it was like, yo, like where you from? And then I was like, oh, I'm Hispanic. Like, I don't really care. Like to me, I don't like mentioning those things because, like, it's like whatever. It's like to me, it's like whatever. Like, yes, I'm prideful, like, where I'm from, but I don't want that to be a barrier between me and you being a friend, you know? So for me, it's just like, that's just my experience. I'm Dominican. My parents Dominican. I speak Spanish. Yeah, so what? Like,
and you don't choose that. That's how I think. You don't fucking choose that.
Yeah, you don't. You just born into a body like, on some GTA. Just whoop, you just come in. Like,
yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Yo, I see that shit all the time.
You just come in, bro. Like, I mean, of course we can have arguments. Like, you know, like, obviously people have religious belief and they think God made us and we have this thing. But, like, I always say, like, until I see that proof, like, it's kind of hard for me as the person. But just like going back on the point of like, just like, you're just born wherever. So, like, when I was in middle school, like, I really started losing friends because people were like, oh, you're Dominican? Yeah, we don't mess with Dominicans. And I was like, why not? And they were just like, because we black or we white or we're Puerto Rican. Like, there was always that beef between Puerto Ricans and Dominicans at the time. It was too deep for no reason. Meanwhile, like, all my friends were Puerto Ricans, and like I had like a lot of black friends, and like let's say everything but Dominican, right? So I was like, everybody. So the Puerto Ricans were cool with me, but there was like these like diehard Puerto Ricans that were like, yo, if you were Damian, we don't hang out with you. And I was like, and like, yo, they actually pushed me out. It got to a point where I couldn't sit at the table. I couldn't like hang around with them. I couldn't be associated with them. And yo, it hurt. It like it got deep to me because like I was like, bro, like me and you were always hanging out. There was no problems. And then all of a sudden, you just wanted to find something to make you more unique, like so y'all can start like dividing. And then I remember like a lot of people older than us started like there was like this clash between blacks and whites and like a lot of fights in school, like all this like nonsense going on that I was just like, yo, y'all fighting because y'all white? Like, this is white and this is black? Like, what? Like, for me, it just, like, it didn't make sense. And, like, the more, like, it got to a point where I questioned it, and I could tell that people had a little mindset. They were just like, nah, because, because white's better. Because black's better. And I was like, but why? And then, like, they would walk away from me. And I'm like, bro. So it lingered with me because I started losing a lot of friends and started losing a lot of reputations. But it got to a point where, like honestly, I got really, like, depressed to the point, like, where, like, I was like, yo, like, this isn't, like, life shouldn't be like this. I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it took me, like maybe, like, a year or two to really just be like, yo, you know what it is? I just think that people are immature. I just think people don't understand that right now. They, like, when they grow older, they'll get better. I used to think that between myself, but I realized that it only happened for some people. Other people just kept continue on that immaturity or that weird, like, I called it a weird mindset, but, like, just thinking that, like, that one race is better than another. And then, like, I was like, yo, that's it. I can't stand this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was inside of me. I was like, yo, I'm Dominican. I don't have to bring this up to you. We just friends because we connect. And that's it. Like, it don't matter where I'm from. Don't worry about it. Like, a lot of people would be like, where you from? I'm just like, why? Like, I used to literally say, like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the reason? Like, why you want to know? You know what I'm saying? And, like, sometimes they'll just be like, oh, just because I want to know. And I'd be like, bro, I was like, what's your favorite sport? That's what I used to start saying. I was like, what you like to do? And then they were like, I like to play basketball. I was like, me too. And we just started playing. And then one day I was like, coño, And then they were like, you Spanish? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh, shoot, me too. Or, like, I know I have mad Dominican friends. And, like, I knew that word, And then, like, it wasn't even about race at that point. It was just like it was just like we were doing something that we both like to do. So it was like a way to connect. And so I started building a lot of friendships based off of, like, things to do. You know what I mean? Like, we play pool together, we play ping pong, we go swimming, whatever it is. Like, I took away the skin and the look, because I realized that when you start off with, like, oh, I'm Dominican, then it's like people are, like, instantly make assumptions. Oh, I'm Puerto Rican, make assumptions. I'm Kenyan, make assumptions. I'm from Nigeria, make assumptions. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like you're giving them, like, I think about it like a Google search. Like, you go like, all right, where are you from? It's like, you're white. And I'm like, all right, type white. Okay, they look like this, they act like this, they think like this. And I'm just like, yo, it's just a Google search, bro. Like, it's just some, like, made up data that's not really me. Like, it's a generalized data, which is, like, not good for when you're trying to, like, literally understand each other on a personal level. Yeah. So it got to a point where I was like, yo, I need to make something. I didn't know what it was going to be at first, but then I was like, you know what? I want it to be a clothing brand, because how else do people perceive you a lot of times, right? We talk about you wear a hoodie, you get judged. You wear a long sleeve, you get judged. You wear shaggy pants, you get judged. It doesn't matter what you wear, you get judged. So I was like, you know what?
Louis V, whatever.
Yeah. I was like, yo, let me build a brand. And I, like, one of the things I want to do is I want to start, like, infiltrating, like, different cultures and, like, kind of, like, urbanize it in a way that everybody feels comfortable, but obviously still respecting that culture's, like ties to the wear, like maybe a hijab or something. Like, obviously, like, dashikis are nice too. Like, I want to start getting into that. Like,
I want to get a dashiki. Cool. I'm not even joking.
Yeah. Like, I want to get into all of that. I want to make it cool for, like, everybody to wear anything. So, like, that way, it's like if you see everybody wearing, like, almost everything, you can't no longer associate clothing with a group of people. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's cool. Like, yeah, I know like Muslims are really known for wearing like hijabs and like the full gown and everything, but yeah, it's just like if what if we started making it cool that everyone, like, it was like a style, but like everybody still respected it, but like, because everyone is doing it, it's like, I
think that's tough, because then the hijab is more than just the clothes and what you're wearing. It's the message of the religion. So then if you're wearing a hijab and you're just wearing it because you want to wear, you think it's cool, that takes away from the message of the religion. So then, that's where you get mixed up, because I feel like that'll be like disrespecting a religion in that way.
But that's why I wanted to make sure that it was in a way that isn't disrespecting them. That's something I need to work on, because like obviously everybody like does their own thing. That's why I want to start by making small like things that people are common with, like dashikis, like there are also like nice little simple shirts that people wear, like
a komodo, bro.
Yeah, komodo, like just different like clothings that are like common, but like are worn more like on streetwear, like
a Hawaiian shirt. United Boundrys right here, bro.
I was
Exactly.
thinking like a Guanabana shirt, bro. I know like my uncles be wearing them shirts with the pockets, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was thinking, bro. But
Or
yeah,
stuff that already brings cultures together, like sports jerseys and stuff like that. That
Mhm.
already brings cultures together.
boom, bro. In the back, bro. The sports jerseys right there, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Definitely, bro.
Definitely trying to expand. I haven't got it full set in stone, but I do
Yeah.
want to target clothing because everybody gets judged off clothing. So why not like make that like a new norm where it's like anybody can wear almost anything and you could judge them based off their clothing.
That's
Remove
beautiful, bro.
that like tied to that.
That's beautiful, bro. Yo, and you reminded me of that story, bro. When I first bought the green sweater, bro, we were chopping it up in your car. It was like a 30-minute conversation. I remember I was telling you, like, yo, man, I support this brand crazy. Yeah. Yo, JC, I ever told you that story while I was talking to Damian, bro? So pretty much, like, I was telling him, like, this was before the podcast, bro. I was like, yo, I'm trying to create a podcast with my boy. But I was telling him about, I'm scared that, like, I don't know, like if I'm not saying the right stuff or I'm not doing the right things. Like, that's what I was telling Damien. I was like, yo, man, I don't know. And I was like, yo, and I was like, yo, I look up to you, bro, because you started your brand, bro, and you know what you're doing, bro. I was like, yo, and I feel like I just don't know like exactly what I want out of the podcast. He was like, yo, bro, you just gotta start, bro. It just starts with going, bro. You just gotta go. You can't just stop at the stop sign, bro. You gotta flow at one point. And yo, that's crazy, bro. Yo, thank you for that, man. For real, bro.
Of course, man,
Thank
of
you, bro.
course. Like I was hearing it in him what I was hearing in me when I was gonna start this brand, which was that idea of like, nah, no one's gonna want to mess with it. I'm gonna do something wrong, and everyone's gonna like be like, nah, we can't mess with this podcast. And I was like, yo, how do you know if you haven't tried? How do you know if you don't go out there and just start speaking and hearing what people got to say? Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna please everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get your crowd, and people are gonna talk good about you, and it's gonna grow. You know, regardless. You know, it's just like me. Like my brand isn't gonna fall great for everybody, and I understand that, and I know where that battle is gonna be. But I'm gonna make sure that I can do my best to target the people I want to approach and like really, because I really want to change like enormous amount of mindsets. It's more of the mindset for me. That's why I say like I want this symbol to mean that to people. Like when they see it, they understand that like, yo, I want to be friends with you just simply because I want to be friends. I don't want drama. This is like kind of like a new world peace, right? But like
Yeah,
it's just
bro,
like
there's your
I
slogan:
wanna do
United
it,
Boundrys. Let's be friends.
you know?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying different things. Like I tried to like listen, learn, live, which was my thing for a little bit, which I was just trying to tell people that a lot of times you need to listen to people's stories so you can learn something and then you can be better. You can live better. And like that's why I was saying listen, learn, live. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got their own story. And if you're not listening to them, how are you going to learn about them? How are you going to like learn to respect them and care about them the way you should? You know, but it was something I don't know if everybody understood it, but I still have it around, and I'm still trying to spread that message. Like, listen to people.
That's a beautiful message, bro. Nah, like you don't need. I don't. In my opinion, like in terms of like business, I don't think you need like one slogan. I think you could have multiple. You know what I'm saying?
Have 100 of them.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
bro, especially for this, it's just so broad. Like, look at how much shit we've talked about already. Like, this it all stemmed from one conversation that brought so like about psychology and how you think as a person, and then like how you like communicate with people, how you can like about culture and shit. Like, it's just like this big ass picture that like there's no way you can explain that with one slogan, bro.
Yeah, that's true. 100%.
Yeah, I definitely think like, bro, the message is there. The message is from you, bro. Like hearing you talk, bro, I could tell how passionate you are with this, man. Like I know you're gonna go far because you're passionate for it. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way how like I tell Jason, like, yo, we want to be on this podcast and we want to bring people like you to express themselves, bro, because you have something to say, bro. And I support it 150%. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good shit, bro. Like we always talk about like people shit, right, Jason? We always
People
talk about people shit, bro, and that's like the ideology that you're trying to, I don't want to say fix, but you're trying to improve, like you're trying to inspire, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's people shit, bro. Shit that people go through every fucking day, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think the brand is just amazing, bro. It's fucking beautiful, bro. Jason, what do you gotta say, brother?
Yo, honestly, that's a good message to end this shit on, bro. Like that, this has been a great like whole big ass conversation, bro. Like this shit went all over the place. I think, yo, we can end this with some powerful words in the messy moment.
Messy moment. Messy moment. Messy moment.
So the messy moment is a time where we come back, we reflect. This has been a long ass podcast. I don't even know how long it is, bro. I know that we hit a lot of different subjects, a lot of different areas, could try to connect so many different ideas to try to solve this problem that we're having in this world. But we're here in the messy moment to try to talk about what we thought was most important. Maybe finish an idea. If you didn't finish an idea, highlight some things, or just get it rolling. Talk about what you talked about. Yeah, I'll start. So for me, my messy moment was we got like I was really happy to have somebody that had a background in psychology come on, because psychology is literally your brain, and the way that it works decides the person that you are, right? So when you learn how your brain works, you can not that shit can't manipulate you anymore. So for example, we talked about how for some people, you associate a belief with a memory, and with that memory, if you want to change that belief, you got to change the memories you have associated with that thing that you believe in. So if you were to believe, yo, I think black people are very dangerous individuals, what you should do is go out, and you have a memory maybe in the past that says, yo, my dad said that these people were this way because of that. So go out there, experience, go meet a couple some people that are darker skinned, and see what they're like, and you're gonna find out that not everyone's the same. There's gonna be just as many different people that look like you, a range of individuals. There's gonna be that same thing in just that in that race too. So like when you get that experience, you can get rid of that belief. That's what that we all know is wrong, but you think you don't because you're ignorant. So you know what I mean? But that's my messy moment.
It's a good one, bro. That's a good one, Jay. I think I'll go next. So like I think my messy moment is just when we were talking about the protesting, and I felt like I had a lot in my head, and I didn't like understand what, like, because I was frustrated, but I was passionate, and I felt like there was a lot of going on in my head. And I feel like we're talking with my good friend Jason, my good friend Damian, bro. I felt like I got to really like express myself, and I really got to just talk about a problem that is going on in the world. You know what I mean? I think that's why I love this podcast, because it's a form of expression for me, and I was struggling to literally talk about that because I didn't know how to feel. I like, you know what I mean? I felt like it was wrong, and it is wrong. I like, and to see so many people stand for what is right in those protests it's beautiful, but it's also sad to know it derived from someone being killed. I think that's just my messy moment, just expressing the part of the protest. Like, it's just it's surreal. It's just an amazing moment in my life that I'll never forget. A passion that is like, it gave me like a burning desire to want change and want it now, and to find ways to create change. It inspired me to not only be a better person, but to educate the uneducated, and potentially just try not to like feed the positive mind of feed my positivity and the way I think to the world, bro. Essentially, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, thank you guys again. But just real quick before Damian gives his messy moment, I just want to say thank you, Damian, bro. You're a beast, man. You're a true inspiration to me, bro. And this is a great, amazing podcast. You ever want to come back, bro? More than welcome, bro. Doors are open. You ever want to be part of the messy room, bro? Just let us know. Bro? I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, not only is the brand amazing, beautiful, has a beautiful story, and has a beautiful everything, beautiful message. It looks fire. Look at it. I look fresh right now. You feel me? The human race in the back. You feel me? The human race in the
Sweater,
back,
bro. I like that. I like that thing, bro. That shit's nice. That design right there.
That's what I'm saying. It's fire. It means something, and it's just awesome. And it's a honor. It's a true honor to have this man on the podcast. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you again, man. For real.
Yeah, thank you, Vic. Thank you, Jason. It's definitely a pleasure being on the On the podcast, of course, man. This is like obviously my first time being on a podcast, which I think is really cool. And I really would like to come back. If you guys ever need me to come back, talk about anything, you know, I'm definitely like into it, and I like talking. This is like my thing. I love talking about these little touchy subjects because they're things that need to be talked about. They need to be addressed sooner or later. I'd rather sooner than later, but that's just me. But so of course, if anything, you know, always reach out to me. I'm here. You guys are like fam to me now. Like I definitely got to meet you, Jason. Really cool. Vic, I already know you for a while too, so you're a real funny dude. Crazy dude, but you're like crazy, crazy things. I mean, little thing is, I always remember we were at what was it, Lanes, like in Revere, right?
Town lines.
Yeah. And y'all had like, after we were like bowling to see like whoever loses got to throw themselves on top of the ice. My man, my man's really threw himself on some solid ice. I thought he broke his back. I thought he broke his back.
I thought I broke my back too, bro.
Yo, he was just like, and I was like, bro, we were just joking, bro. Don't do it. I always remember that. Crazy dude, man. But definitely pleasure meeting you guys. But my messy moment, of course, was I'm basing it off the theme of listen, learn, live. I feel like everyone should really live and die by that. What listen, learn, live means is listen to what's going on, listen to someone, listen to people's stories, right? Really engage yourself in that story, right? You'll learn something. That's the second point. You're going to learn something from that, right? And when you learn a lot of different things, you live better. That's just how it is, man. So if you listen to these stories, you'll learn something and you live better. Helps you understand even the most complicated things. If you don't get someone, listen to their story. Listen to how they got brought up, and you'll understand why they think and act the way they do. And then you can associate your life a lot better to what's been going on around you and make sense of it all. So for me, to everyone listening, listen, learn, live. That's the way to live right there.
It's like a formula for empathy, bro.
Yep.
Beautiful, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, learn, live.
Listen, learn, live. Get United Boundrys gear. That's what that shit is telling you to do. Get that shit, bro. If you are a good human being, that shit is the message that it's going to bring. And it's going to show you between other people that we have this message. Bro, thank you for coming on the pod, bro. And as always, comment. No, wait, no. How is it? Subscribe.
Oh, my God. Give me that. As always, ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe, and comment some great shit. You already know the waves.
Subscribe here, man. Subscribe, guys.
Subscribe for real, bro. Yo, subscribe.
Our Messy Rooms.
Yo, for real. Follow us on fucking Instagram, Our Messy Rooms.
Follow us on Twitter, Our Messy Rooms.
Follow right here. Yo, tell them the gram.
Oh, yeah. Follow United Boundrys on the gram. We're on Facebook, too. We're on YouTube. Just follow, and Twitter. Like, follow it up. United Boundrys.
Bro,
Boundaries
the messages
a little wrong, but it's cool.
The messages on there are beautiful, bro. He got videos of just people expressing themselves as individuals, bro. It's beautiful to see. Bro, great message, man. Yo, but thank you for being on the pod. And yo, ready?
Amazing talk, brother. Check you later.
You later.
Peace out.